The hierarchy of the DC is about to change. Change back, that is! We did it, boys!
Woo! Welcome to Comics League Live. I'm here with the boys. I got Nick. Woo! I got Teladia. And we are here. We are celebrating because...
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
Because, yeah, exactly. Warner's at Discovery did their earnings call, and it looks at this point like we're getting the SnyderVerse back, baby. Let's go!
And Hamada is gone.
Actually, wait. I have a clip for this. Now, okay, you may if any clip is better for that one, it's that one. So anyway, now you may be thinking, Jared, isn't it a little early to be making this determination? Not really, because here's the thing, though. When you look at what Zaslav said, first he said Trinity, and who featured the Trinity pretty heavily in his movies?
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and Zack Snyder. So the thing is though, Zaslav even said at some point in the future we are looking to spend more on original content, and he talked a lot about bringing people back to the studio, and furthermore, according to our good friend Sil Abdul, they're going toward a Final Crisis. And Final Crisis is, according to some insiders, the new storyline for Justice League Part 3. So, Teladia, your thoughts?
Well, firstly, a big shout out goes to Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton. Those guys have been right for the last 2-3 scoops, I'd say. Sil Abdul, you're great. Hands down. So I want to give a shout out. Make sure you do go subscribe and follow him on Twitter.
Love you, dude.
Yeah. And my thoughts on Final Crisis, though, is a big event. Final Crisis always has been a big event because it features Darkseid, it features Batman, it features Superman's, it features all the Justice League members, and basically you'll see the emotions that Superman goes through, and the way Batman takes it as well is like, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna take you out, and that's it.
Would you say he's Jared?
What?
Would you say that Superman is?
Oh, okay. I would say that he.
Not impressed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, Nick. Trust me, you're fine.
Oh, trust me. Zack Snyder's about to take the entire DCEU and do this.
The DCEU
brutal,
is safe.
just like Zaslav's axe.
The DCEU is safe. So I'll say this, guys. Honestly, from what I heard from the earnings call, we're looking at a very good DC 10-year plan. The 10-year plan.
Off, they finally have a plan.
Yes, the plan.
Just like the Cylons.
Just like.
Sorry, that is a very old joke.
Think about it. DC never had a plan before, right?
Oh no.
They were like, just random bullshit, go!
They said, in fact, it's kind of funny, is that for the longest time it became known as the SnyderVerse.
Yes.
You know, I'm a spaghetti ninja, I'm throwing at the wall.
And actually, real quick, as soon as I got off the actual earnings call, after listening to the earnings call, this is what went through my mind.
So begins the end
of the SnyderVerse. So, go on, Teladia.
The end of the hashtag SnyderVerse. I'm making that a thing now.
Go ahead.
Hamada is done, guys. Hamada is finished. He hasn't got a job anymore at WBED. His job as DC president is gone. DC president, he's no longer, able to control anything. Because
are you saying Hamada is Gonda?
Wait, so are you telling me that Zaslav basically went to Hamada like this?
This is Sparta!
I swear I did not plan that. It's just that clip was there.
Dude, you need to go onto Pinta Farms and put David Zaslav's face on your color and then Hamada on the other and just do that, please.
That'd be great.
Please, for the love of God.
I'll try that out.
So as I was saying,
sorry.
Hamada is gone because he hasn't got a job there, and now they've just announced DC Studios. They've just
Yes.
announced. They've just announced that, guys, and the 10-year plan is to basically have more films, but better quality films. So something on the scale of Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League, Zack
But
Snyder.
Zack
Something they
Snyder's
literally should
Justice
have.
League.
Something they literally should have started 10 years ago with the launch of Man of Steel. Literally,
But-
if they they should have been doing this for Man of Steel 1.
Yeah, but you gotta also remember though that now they're doing this. This is gonna be like the DCAU, but film version of it.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is gonna be the DCAU. DC Films is gonna be like the DCAU, DC Animated Universe that we got in the 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry. I was just flooded with like nostalgic.
No,
memories.
time to celebrate that he's gone so he can't ruin anything else. Hell yes, Eobard.
By the way, I got my Superman T-shirt on, so it gave me.
I
Good
got
luck.
a Snyder cut with the logos on the sleeves. I got the hat on.
I got my
Actually,
Superman-
I need to get a little bit more festive, so I'll still be able to talk, but I'm going off cam for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. So as you were
Okay.
saying, Teladia.
And with the 10-year plan, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna start off with Black Adam.
Mhm.
Black Adam will have Henry Cavill cameo, and that's gonna be big on its own. I also think, as well, that will lead on to expanding the Black Adam's sort of universe, maybe introducing the Justice League members and maybe Shazam later on down the line.
Mhm.
Obviously we got Shazam Fury of the Gods. That's probably going to feature Wonder Woman from what we've heard,
Yeah.
and also then we got Aquaman 2 that will feature Ben Affleck's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that all equal?
Justice League.
Trinity. The
Yes.
Trinity, guys. The
Yeah.
Trinity.
And actually, Sil Abdul did say it's interesting how he was saying that they might be using Batman as like he's getting the game back together. He's reuniting the league. So I'm like, oh, that's actually a good idea. Particularly if they want to use him as like a Nick. Oh, nice.
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 I'm one of the crew now.
I'm giving you this. There you go.
My man.
That's such a fantastic. By the way, so when I was watching that movie for the first time, my co-host, Lad, he does a lot of the podcast with me. That's his favorite line from actually Justice League at the time. So when we were sitting down to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, when Cyborg catches Aquaman, Lad next to me is going, "Oh, please say it, please say it, please say it." And we said, "My man, we had to like the Crown Avengers Endgame."
For me, probably my favorite line in terms of humor is "I bought the bank," because that is just such a Bruce Wayne
that's
thing
Batman.
to do. Like that is such.
Here's
a
my favorite
Batman
line. Here's my.
Not impressed.
There you go.
Why
is my
am
favorite-
I?
That
not
is my favorite
surprised?
scene out of all film. That's my favorite scene of the whole film.
Yeah, mine too. And then it was kind of funny. You think, how's he gonna top this? The Flash scene.
Oh boy.
See, you want to know how good of a filmmaker Zack Snyder is? He made me care about Ezra Miller. That is a feat worthy
That's
of the
a
gods.
Herculean effort right there. So anyway, Teladia, as you were saying, sorry, we keep interrupting.
No. It's fine. Trust me, guys. I really enjoy doing this.
Okay.
So yeah, David Zaslav's plan is to basically bring back the Trinity, and then potentially do maybe Man of Steel 2, maybe do Superman versus Black Adam.
Mhm.
You know, the Batfleck movie potentially. You know, that's on the
Bring
cards
back
now.
Deathstroke.
Oh my gosh! If we finally get the live-action version of that Arkham Origins cutscene, I will be because Deathstroke and Darkseid are my two favorite DC villains. Well,
And they have the perfect
kind of
actor
answer
for Deathstroke.
oh my gosh! When I saw
Oh
Joe
my
Manganiello as Deathstroke, I was like, I could see this. Can you imagine if he also brings back the Deathstroke movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine like for like a cutscene, you see like Jesse Eisenberg comes back as Lex Luthor.
Well, he is in Justice League, so.
But just imagine for like a post-credit scene for one, you see Zack Snyder,
Everybody, Zack Snyder showed up.
the ending for the Flash is the screen goes white. All of a sudden, Zack Snyder walks on screen and says, "Hi, I'm Zack Snyder. I'm doing Justice League too. See
No,
you guys
he's
in a few
Batman. He walks out and he's
No.
Batman.
Here's what I think though.
What?
DC fandom is gonna happen now, and I think we're gonna get the DC head. And by the way, guys, this is big. The DC head will cover not only films, guys, it'll feature TV shows and video games, as I told
And then-
Jared before.
That's a fantastic idea
Oh,
because
but
that way you
here's
make
the
sure the entire brand is being directed in the same direction, because that was the problem. That's one of the problems that DC had before. It's that all these different arms were going in different directions.
Oh, here's
As
the
you're
thing.
saying, Nick?
Okay, this is like a crazy prediction that will never happen,
Go
but
on.
this is I just want to put this out there. So what if they say, oh, we're gonna have co-heads. One's gonna handle DC on film, one's gonna handle DC on games, and then out walks
Snyder.
Ed Boon and Zack
No.
Snyder.
It's not gonna
No.
be Ed Boon.
It won't be a
But
team.
Ed Boon is part of the DC family already.
No, he's
and-
not.
No, he's not. He's Warner Brothers
not.
Games.
He's NetherRealm Studios, and
Mhm.
he only took the IP for DC because he only made Injustice. That was it.
I thought Warner Brothers owned Mortal Kombat.
No, well, Warner Brothers don't own Mortal Kombat necessarily.
Because I thought what happened is they bought Midway. And
They bought Midway,
basically
yes.
NetherRealm was kind of formed out of like the Mortal Kombat. It was like the Mortal Kombat team kind of just reformed of the NetherRealm. I thought
No.
WB owned NetherRealm Studios.
No. NetherRealm Studios was bought out, right? Basically,
Who owns
from-
NetherRealm then?
No, sorry. WB bought Midway Games, right?
Uh-huh.
And they renamed it to NetherRealm, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they redid the Mortal Kombat series from Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, they did DC versus Mortal Kombat, and then they rebooted it, and it's all well
Yeah.
and good, you know.
Yeah. So basically, they're not gonna do another not gonna have Ed Boon come out and do all of that. If anything, I would possibly see maybe Sefton Hill or someone that has done DC before, like a big blockbuster game like Arkham
Maybe-
series.
Yeah, like maybe one of the Rocksteady people, like maybe one of the, I don't know the names,
Yeah.
but like I just said Ed Boon because I thought because I thought he was already part of the Warner Brothers family. He was already from the DC, and he's a really good game person.
I mean, they're still like when it comes down to the game side, at least it's still up in the air whether they're gonna sell off NetherRealm or if they're gonna keep them. That's still up in the air at the moment because people are asking questions about that. But
I don't think so because Mortal Kombat is still really profitable, and the Mortal Kombat movie actually did pretty decently from what I imagine.
even though it's 30 years of Mortal Kombat, there's not going to be an announcement at Evo this year.
Well, that's because Mortal Kombat 11 is kind of old at this point, and they're working on either Mortal Kombat 11 or just
You
something
mean
else
12.
like another
12.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then there's also the possibility of Injustice 3.
Well, Injustice 3 is still in development. And honestly, the games division though is like under let's say WB Games, Montreal, Rocksteady. Those two studios are I'm pretty certain they might be safe.
Yeah,
about the
because they got Hogwarts Legacy coming out. That's looking to be a pretty popular game.
yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Because when they release the next Mortal Kombat game, it's probably going to do pretty well.
Yeah.
And like the Mortal Kombat movie did pretty well for what it is.
For
so
what
I
it's
just
worth,
yeah.
It's
So I
all,
don't really see them going away.
all down to what Zaslav wants. But in terms of DC animation, because I saw Tav's comment about DC animation. Yeah, you should be worried because the chopping blocks on Young Justice, chopping blocks on Batman: The Caped Crusader.
What about their direct to video releases? Because like I would imagine they do pretty well on those. Otherwise,
No,
they wouldn't keep pumping them out.
those ones are safe. It's just the other ones, like the streaming services that go straight to streamings.
Mhm.
Those ones are on jeopardy right now because don't forget HBO Max you know, the HBO Max. Yo, what's up, Chad?
Because like I feel like as far as like the streaming services one,
What
it'd
up?
probably be more profitable to just license out the like a Batman license to like another studio, have them make it, and they collect the revenue. I feel like that might be like the more profitable route for them to go. Like they have creative input, but like another people do it.
For animation, they're gonna keep it under the WB umbrella. They're not gonna do it any other. WB animation group will still be there. That's what they're
Okay.
gone for. Because that's the list of studios. I think I posted it in my podcast.
Oh, the
server.
other thing about WB Games is multiverses is going to make them a crap ton of money.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Like it's looking like multiverse is looking to be a big hit.
Oh yeah.
No,
And it's such a fun
Multiverse-
game.
Multiverses isn't here whatsoever. It's not affected by WB's merger. They've come out and stated that. The what's it called, community manager has actually said that, oh yeah, we're not affected by this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just sorry if I was just taking a look at Discord right now. It was just to see what studios WB had listed. So it was DC. It did have WB Animation Group, and it did have what was it again? It was WB. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, because like I just really feel like WB Games is actually in a really good place. They're gonna grow better because like Multiverse is gonna make them a crap ton of money. Like it's got a good buzz going, and it looks to be actually like a pretty good game. You know, and I just feel like
Enjoy it, brother.
and it's
Yeah,
like they got
enjoy it.
Hogwarts Legacy coming out. The Arkham Justice League game is probably going to be good. Gotham Knights looks to be pretty decent. You know,
Gotham Knights, from what I've heard, it's already doing well. I mean, fan reception, brilliant.
Oh yes.
Especially when it came down to the skins. Skins,
They nailed it.
What kind of skins were they doing? Because admittedly, I haven't really been following Gotham Knights.
Okay, so they showed off various skins from different. By the way, the people who did the concept art, they were all over the world, from Germany to France to Japan to
Actually,
States.
I have an article outlining the skins all pulled up here, so I'm going to share my screen. By the way, one of the skins is by designs by Jim Lee, dude.
Yeah, Jim Lee is also part of this.
So
okay.
So first we got that, which looks very like Batman Beyond style.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I freaking love that Red Hood so much. That design.
Red Hood.
I'm looking at the Batgirl because that looks like the Cassie Kane, Cassie Kane version of Batgirl. That's kind of getting those vibes.
Then we got
Jim Lee,
baby. By the way,
oh my God.
One thing. These two look so much. It gave me a kind of John Henry Iron Steel kind of vibes, kind of.
Yeah.
No, go back to the next one because like I know my Nightwing skin now. I know my Nightwing skin.
I know my Red Hood skin because that is my Red Hood skin right there. That's what I want.
Robin.
That's actually my favorite version of the Nightwing costume right there. Like that's one of my favorites. So
I prefer
that's
black
gonna be
and
my
red,
next
actually.
Yes.
Oh, this looks dope.
By the way,
is Gotham Knights coming to Switch? I'm actually curious. Like, this
no.
getting me interested now.
No, it's not.
Oh. Well, I could probably play it on PC then if I really want to.
But the two middle skins, the Robin and the Batgirl skin, was used in the 2020 demo. If you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so wait a second. That Batgirl costume looks very familiar.
Yeah, that Nightwing one actually kind of reminds me of like the Nightwing skin from Arkham, the way Nightwing looked in Arkham.
A little bit, kind of. Oh yes!
Oh, that
is my favorite.
I love that Robin. It's kind of giving me Kingdom Come vibes.
It's total tactical. I'm totally getting this skin pack and just like full across.
You know, here's my take on this, right? I get like Splinter Cell vibes from this.
Yes, it's so Splinter Cell, particularly for a game that kind of has Splinter Cell-y vibes, kind of.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Let's see, we got some comments. I just want to check out the comments real quick because. Because Young Justice is a really great show and has a huge fan base. Well, here's the thing, though. It probably doesn't have as much of a pull that Zaslav wants because, remember, he's trying to pull a lot of people in.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because like, it's not just stuff that's like bad. It's stuff that's just like doing okay. Like for example, Doom Patrol. Even though it's doing really good, it's not safe. And and like Titans it just gets better with every season. But that one's on the chopping block, and I actually like Titans.
Yeah, and 100% agree with Chad. SnyderVerse right there. And a quick question of what WB games. Do you believe that if Gotham Knights succeeds, this will open the door for Superman family game similar to? Oh yeah,
no.
Really?
No, I don't think a family game would be done.
No, probably Superman himself. They'll probably do a Superman game.
It'll be a solo Superman game, but Chad, honestly, the success of multiverses is going to be big because you've got Evo. They're going to be at Evo this year. $100K on the line for pro players. So obviously that's going to be a big hit, and WBD will see that.
Hey, Sean Franklin. By the way, badass profile picture. I am in fact going to give you this, Sean Franklin. Here you go, buddy.
Amazing.
And you know what? Screw it. I'll give you this as well. Hang on. I'll give you this. There you go.
So
yeah.
So if we could kind of take a temporary detour from like DC, but still keeping WB, I want to talk about Game of Thrones kind of for a little bit because like
sure.
Game of Thrones is in a really weird place because they're doing House of the Dragon. It doesn't look good. It's probably gonna bomb. But like clearly they want to make Game of Thrones good again. I can't believe I just said that.
And yes, Tevia, it is canceled. So I just want to I just want to 100% fulfill that. All right.
Yeah, it's canceled.
So like, do you think they'll proceed with like the Kit Harington series? Which when that was announced, that actually got some buzz online. Like people were excited for that. Because
from what I've heard, they probably will still continue with that.
Because like that, because I feel like doing a sequel series gives them a chance to kind of like honestly, even if they do a sequel series and they just like say we're going to start from the beginning of season 8, we're going to like the first season, we're just fully redoing season 8, and then we're going to continue onward. Can you just like that is like Zack Snyder cut levels of like fandom, you know?
And by the way, look at these bad boys. That's more like Punk. I'm not really a big fan of these.
I'm not a big fan of these.
So question. Do you think that is something they might do? Because like the actors, honestly, it hasn't been too long. They still look the same. So like you could, redo season 8.
It would depend on some of the actors because remember some of the actors aren't alive anymore. You got to remember that.
Who's not around anymore?
Some of the actors that were in Game of Thrones.
I'm trying to remember who.
Peter Franklin, I think it was, or Peter Dinklage. I can't remember who it was.
Peter Dinklage is still alive.
I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody. I can't remember who it was, but
I know a few of the actors did die.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just imagining what I'm trying to say is like if they have to, they can kind of just shoot around them. Like honestly, I'd say just do an abbreviated version of season 7, and then just go straight into season 8. Like do a 12 episode season 1, and then kind of go on from there.
I think a 13 or 15 episode season would be perfect for Game of Thrones. Just like how they did Superman and Lois, it was 15 episodes. And then
continue the story from there. Like bring in George R. Martin, have him consult. Just do it because like, can you imagine how much of a buzz it would be where it's like we're gonna basically combine season 7 and 8 into a 15 episode season. We're gonna do it right. We're bringing back as many of the people as we can. D&D is not even allowed in the same universe as this. Like
neither is Starbucks. Yeah, you know what I'm referring to. Did you see the controversy that in Game of Thrones season 8 there was a Starbucks cup in an episode?
Oh boy!
You know what's even worse? You know what's even worse is if you watch the commentary. One of the D&D people, they're doing a commentary with Emilia Clarke. They actually bully her into accepting responsibility for it. I'm sorry, but that's the job of the continuity producer. That's not her job to keep track of that.
And by the way, these skins, I'm getting real Batman Ninja vibes from this one.
This is Batman Ninja, hands down.
Why? Can I ask a question? Why are all the Robin skins like so amazing? The net
Because
I really,
because
Sorry.
Robin looks great. Like
And Red Hood actually looks pretty dope.
I will say that Nightwing one is kind of giving me like Asian punk vibes, and I love it.
It kind of reminds me of Turn Samurai, dude.
by the way, we did see some of these in game footage. By the way,
Yeah. Here's the last set. Oh, this looks dope. I love that Batgirl
Yeah, well,
design.
that
Yeah.
Batgirl, Red Hood, and Nightwing definitely. I like
The
those
Red Hood
designs.
one looks like he's about ready for a bar fight.
He looks like he's ready to. He looks like he's ready to throw hands. The Robin,
No,
I'm not
no.
sure about.
Robin,
here's,
I'm not
here's,
sure.
here's my interpretation of Red Hood. Red Hood just got back from a tour in Iraq, and he's going to a bar with his mates.
Yeah.
And someone insults his wife, who he hasn't seen for 2 years. Where he's going to a
Red
bar
Hood
with
has
his
a
wife
wife?
and his friends. Well, no, I'm doing a metaphorical thing,
okay.
basically, like, you know, like it's like a soldier just got back from Iraq. Him and his wife and his friends are going to a bar, and some person just insults his wife, who he hasn't seen in 6 months, and he hasn't got to F yet. So there's an image for you.
Thank you. And for that, I'm gonna give you. This little clip.
Worth it.
So-
Worth it.
So I was gonna say this to you guys though. Honestly, when it comes down to WBD, they've got a plan. They know what they're doing, and it looks like their plan is to make DC a bigger, something big, more bigger than what Marvel has got.
Because I'm 100% for there is no excuse for why Marvel dominates the box office and not DC. Because DC is better than Marvel. It could easily surpass the MCU.
Yes.
Also,
go on.
here's my prediction: a Scooby-Doo 3,
Oh,
and by
gosh.
3 I mean the original films. You bring back the original people. James
You're not
Gunn
gonna do
is
that.
both like the Scooby-Doo films, from the 2000s.
Yeah. They're
So
not
you're
gonna
doing
do
a
that.
third. Just let me have my fan fiction, please. I'm just fan fictioning here. So you bring back all the people. James Gunn is directing and writing, and then also Scooby-Doo goes Ultra Instinct in the movie.
Here's
Live action.
here's
Matthew
my opinion.
Willard goes Ultra Instinct.
Here's my opinion of that idea.
Did you just slaughter my idea in the middle?
Yes,
of
and by the way,
Yes.
it has a question for the Game of Thrones fans on the panel.
Well, we kind of were talking about it earlier. I think like the sequel series, they should and Talia was kind of echoing me with this a little bit. Just kind of like doing a bridge version of season 7 and 8, and then kind of go from there. Or if they don't do that, kind of like honestly, if they retcon in the sequel series, I don't think fans will mind.
And by the way, that's for you, Nick.
Yeah, they're not gonna bring back Scooby-Doo live action because Freddie
but
Prinze
That
Jr.
was just
They just canceled Scoob.
No, and not only that, Freddie Prinze Jr. is too busy with WWE just to take that into consideration.
I was just doing fan fiction, honestly. Like
Of course
I
you
know,
are.
I know.
though
Of
if they
course,
do a Crisis on Infinite Earths, I do want to see Matthew Willard show up as Shaggy, just go Ultra Instinct. Like I just want to see that so much.
You can go
Well,
Ultra Instinct in the multiverse,
Multiverse
which is so much fun.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, Matthew Lillard is already in multiverses. He's
Can I
voicing
just
them.
say,
By the
I
way-
love that WB has embraced the meme.
Yeah, and what I love about multiverses, here's its advantage over Smash Bros. If a partner's knocked off the stage, you can, if you're like Wonder Woman, can throw the lasso of truth and pull them back on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I immediately found, I'm playing this game, immediately figured out that mechanic, and I was like, okay, so this is how they differentiate themselves from Smash.
Wait, it's still an open beta, right?
Still
Yes.
open beta.
Are you playing on PC, Jared?
I'm playing on an Xbox.
I'm on PlayStation.
Is it
Because,
crossplay?
Yeah, it's crossplay.
We can still
All right.
play!
Yes. So after the stream is done, I'm gonna download the beta and we are gonna play.
Heck yeah,
All three
I'm
of
down.
us? All three of us? Then yeah, I'll be down for that.
Heck
Free
yeah,
forward.
I need people to play with, so absolutely I'm down with that. You kidding me? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get the ball rolling on
And then
that.
and then,
Heck
and then we
yeah.
can stream it. Let's do like a game stream some of it sometime.
Sometime,
Yes,
yeah. I need more time to do that. What we should do is get like a bunch of people on the screen, and we'll have like a tournament, like full on bracket
Oh.
style. Wouldn't that be great?
Question: is Gotham Knights multiplayer? Is there like co-op?
It is.
Two-player co-op.
Dibs
No,
on
of course not.
Nightwing.
And by the way, when we play Suicide, yes, that's fine. I'm playing as Red Hood because he has guns. And when we play Suicide Squad, I am forever reserving Deadshot. For a second there, yes, I forgot his name. All right, so actually,
We got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got a question in the chat.
Ooh. Question: do you believe Zaslav will cancel Superman and Lois? Because I really don't want that show to get canceled. I think that one's is down too.
No, that show is only getting 5 seasons. Tevya, he's only getting.
I mean, to be fair, 5 seasons is a good run.
Yeah.
For CW show, yeah.
I mean,
and the fact that they have 3 seasons to end the show, they're giving them plenty of time to write it. That is a luxury. Like it's a mercy.
And to add further to this, guys, it's just basically because HBO Max is gone.
Yeah,
that's the main reason.
Do you think Peacemaker's down?
No, Peacemaker is safe.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah, I know. I had the exact same.
No! Wait, okay. You know what? I have a clip for that, and I'm just gonna go with that one. Hang on, where is that? Okay, you know what, Nick? I'm gonna use this one, so I might as well just. Where is it? Ah, dang it! That moment you have the perfect clip. Here we go.
You know what, Jared? Honestly, you're right. You know what?
That show is horrible. I watched 3 episodes of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm done.
I watched clips of it, and it's like, no, not from me.
It's so. I watched 3 episodes and then skipped to when the spoiler alert Justice League showed up at the end. Well, the Justice League Shadow, as they're called.
Peacemaker, as far as I'm concerned, Peacemaker. The reason why it's still there is because of James Gunn's influence. And because he's got a lot of other projects he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
What else is he doing with DC? Like, is he doing another Suicide Squad movie?
He's got other projects, but we don't know what it is.
He did say that he only wants to work with the obscure characters, so at least he's not going to screw up any other. Crazy with mods. Now I can play Senator Armstrong, Mordecai, and Venom. Oh, dope.
Okay, so this would be a nightmare scenario. What if James Gunn does a Teen Titans movie?
Oh boy, that's gonna be horrible.
No,
James Gunn
isn't gonna touch Titans at the moment because he's gonna focus on villains. He's mainly a villains guy. He may on DC aspects. He's more interested on the, Harley Quinns, Banes.
So a Legion of Doom movie when?
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Daryl, here's the thing, Daryl. They're not going to do exactly what Marvel did. They're just using it as a template, saying, okay, so we have to have some advanced plan.
So think about it like the DCAU from the 90s. Like you had Batman the animated series to kick things off, then you had Superman the animated series, then they brought Batman Beyond, Static Shock, all that stuff, right? So just imagine it like that, Daryl.
And then Tevya asked, why are some shows safe, but my shows like Stargirl, Superman, and Lois, and Young Justice are in danger? Because you jump on shows that are weak.
Well, the thing is, Tevya, here's my take on this, right? It's because they're all on streaming services.
Yeah.
Stargirl isn't actually half bad of a show.
It's pretty good.
Season, I liked it.
It's pretty good.
I saw the first season. I liked it.
It's pretty good, but the thing is, it's on a streaming platform, and HBO Max doesn't exist anymore. It's under Discovery Plus.
Same reason why I like Titans. And I think...
and by the way, Daryl, in terms of this thing, okay, so what happened with that is that a documentary film... so someone's making a documentary on DC, and they mention about how they requested... how they asked to use clips from Zack Snyder's Justice League in the thing. And then Warner Brothers responded that there's only one Justice League movie, and it came out in 2017. Now, my thoughts on that is that was a long time ago.
And by the way, further to this... That was a last year article, not this year. You're probably talking about an article that came out yesterday by Rolling Stone. Don't believe anything that Rolling Stone says.
Yeah.
Don't believe anything they say.
Well, first off, don't believe anything Rolling Stone says. All you have to do is look at what they said about the Snyder Cut not coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Or the day before it was supposed to come on digital, they ran a hit piece.
But we got Young Justice back on DC. That's because they need. That's because back then, Tevia, it's different. That's a different scenario.
That's a different scenario, yeah, because it was on HBO Max. There's no HBO Max anymore, Tevia. It's gone.
Well, it was on DC Universe when it had a streaming service. But here's the thing about that. Yeah. But again, Zaslav for right now is taking a break from like heavily emphasizing that streaming stuff. And right now he wants to get DC like all this ducks in a row, because yes, it's canceled now, but it doesn't mean he can't bring it back later when DC is on firmer ground. It just means it's going to be a bit of a break.
Here's the
thing about streaming. Here's the thing about streaming. When you're a big movie studio, streaming is supplementary. It's where you put your side content on there. You do your big tentpole films, and then let's say you have a side character that gets that you want to flesh out more. You give them a streaming show. Like, for example, they did the Robert Pattinson, then they're gonna do Penguin. Like that's a fair strategy.
That's what they should have done with Batgirl.
But if you don't have that foundation of the movies that get everyone in, because the thing is, doing movies and then you have these characters, that's a good way to drive people to a streaming service. That's a good strategy. That actually makes sense.
So I was gonna bring this up with you guys because I think you guys deserve this. Is the fact that the reason why Zaslav actually decided to cut Doom Patrol, Titans, Young Justice is because he wants quality over quantity, and he wants bangers.
We can argue, and I think I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but like, I just kind of wanted to kind of head people out the past. You can like Young Justice, Doom Patrol, and Titans, but the problem is just because like I think Zaslav, he doesn't want 7 out of 10s. He wants 8s, 9s, and 10s out of 10s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like just because it's like a 7 or even an 8 out of 10 show or movie, he wants 9s. He wants like the 9s out of 10s.
9s and 10s, yeah.
You know,
and
so
by
it's
the way,
like, yeah. So I just wanted to kind of say that for the people
emphasize on it. Yeah, you wanted to emphasize on.
And yes, that's going back to our point. We had the Suicide Squad movie, and then Peacemaker had a show for some reason.
Exactly. Like you can hate Peacemaker all you want, but like you got to admit the strategy is pretty sound. You know, you do the movie, and then a character gets popular that you put on.
But maybe they should have given Harley Quinn a show instead of Peacemaker.
They gave her a movie. Didn't you know that?
And by the way, Tevia, that's in your opinion, not necessarily with Zaslav's opinions and everyone's opinion. Enough people took issue with it.
Yeah.
I just want to emphasize, your opinion is valid. You are more than welcome to think it's a 10 out of 10 movie. The issue is not a lot of people share that opinion. You know, you're more than justified in thinking it's a 10 out of 10. You're not wrong.
I agree with you, Tevia.
But there's a lot of people that think it's like a 7, 8, 6, 5 out of 10 show. There's a lot of people who think it's mid at best, and that's really kind of the problem with Justice.
Plus, here's the thing: they want. He also has the question about this series, by the way.
That it's on the chopping block anyway. That's pretty much gone. That's
which is sad because that was a pretty good show. But once again,
it was a little bit too indulgent for my taste. Like I feel like
it's too mature. It was too mature for my taste.
A little too mature, yeah. That's why I didn't like Peacemaker, because the humor was like too crazy. I'm like, nah.
Basically, here's how I sum up James Gunn's view on humor. It's a 8-year-old who just discovered the S word.
My take. Sorry, go on.
That's James Gunn's.
It's a 2-year-old. It's a middle schooler who just discovered the adult section of the internet.
It's South Park, but not as good.
Okay, go ahead, Teladia.
I was gonna say the only reason why Peacemaker is back, guys, is basically because the influence James Gunn has. John Cena is a bigger star, and bigger star than Kaylee Cuoco.
Mm-hmm. I think he froze.
Yeah, sorry about.
It's okay.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm back. Yeah, as I was saying, Kaylee Cuoco is John Cena is a bigger star than Kaylee Cuoco. James Gunn's a bigger star than Kaylee Cuoco, and the showrunners. So you got to think about it like that, guys.
Yeah,
by the way, but I am going to make a prediction.
Peacemaker is a 1-2 punch. You know, like you said, you got John Cena and James Gunn. Those are two really big draws. You know, those. You know, one of them alone would make the show untouchable, but you got both of them.
I'm going to make a prediction, though. I predict it gets one more season.
But for what?
I predict Peacemaker gets one more season.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I think one more season and that's it because John Cena is too busy doing Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're only doing one more movie. So.
And by the way, Tevye, the Blue Beetle movie's dead. I'm gonna make a prediction on that. It's dead.
That legitimately makes me sad because I was actually looking forward to that because Zolo, the guy who's playing Blue Beetle,
I don't know.
He was Miguel in Cobra Kai,
really?
and I'm a big fan of that show. And the costume looks amazing.
I don't know if the Blue Beetle movie is cancelled, guys. I'm not gonna be.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think it will. I
See,
think
my thing
because-
is, there's actual buzz for Blue Beetle online. Like they dropped the costume and people liked it. Like people responded
Yeah.
positively to the news. Because you don't think Zaslav knows what people talk about online. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
the buzz about Batgirl had people.
Mhm.
He noticed it, but there's a positive buzz around Blue Beetle.
Yeah. I mean, let me put it this way: Blue Beetle's in the maybe area. I would say it could go either way. I think.
But the best
Yeah.
thing we can say is Zaslav knows what he's doing. That's
Yeah,
the
he
best
knows
thing
what
we
he's
can-
doing. That trust in Zaslav. The man has a 10-year plan. Now, what I want to do right now, I should have had this going the whole time, is let me go to this one. So, oh, by the way, yes, 100% blame that dude.
F. Hamada.
100%.
F. Hamada.
You know what? I'm
Huh?
going to give him a special clip. You know what? He deserves this one. That's all of his projects. And by the way, here's again, to reiterate, we have exclusive security camera footage of Ben Affleck returning to Aquaman. I have to play that every stream.
I've got the Ultimate Edition on PC. I'm just
Heck
telling you that.
Yeah, I have it too. I'm like, yeah, I have the Snyder cut on DVD and exclusive and the digital.
Yeah.
I
still
need to get
buy-
I need to get the trilogy box set. That's what I really need right now.
I really need to grab the Snyder cut on Blu-ray and just post on a picture and get all the likes.
I'm gonna
Do
get I'm gonna get the digital version of all three movies. Obviously, I got one. I just need to get the other two now: Man of Steel digital and what's it called? BVS. Yeah.
What's cool about the
not
Snyder
BVS, sorry, not BVS,
Yeah.
sorry. Zack Snyder's Justice
Yeah,
League.
what's cool about the Snyder cut is that technically you get two movies on digital because it comes with the Justice Gray edition.
Yes.
Justice Gray.
That's the entire movie, but in black and white.
Ooh.
It's actually very cool.
There are certain movies, like I know they did that for Logan. I know they did that next Fury Road. I hear like Fury Road, like the black and chrome edition, looks really good.
Mm-hmm. It looks really good, and plus you notice a few other details in the movie. So anyway, going back to what we're talking about. So Teladia and I believe Nick are 100% convinced that.
SnyderVerse.
Yeah. Wait. But by the way, so wait a second. So does this mean Cartoon Network is going bye-bye?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to it then?
No, I think he's going to get rid of it and use WB animation for cartoon shows. What Zaslav is essentially doing is like, okay, I have this already. Why do I need it? And by the way, and then Daryl said, do you think they'll change anything for the Flash? And that
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. And by the way, one more thing, Chad, SnyderVerse. After today, it seems even more likely to meet the SnyderVerse is restored. Not sure why there's so much reboot panic from others. It's because that scene. Let me put it this way. But that and it logically it makes sense that this cut because let's be honest, the DCEU is a mess now. But and it makes sense that a new company coming in would want to like start from the very beginning and say, okay, you know what, wipe the slate clean. However, when you look at the statements that Zaslav himself said, it at the call, and ever since he announced the buying of this company, it looks like he's going to be even more on the
second Warner Brothers
train and be even more on our side.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Zack Snyder is not going to be the head of Warner Brothers on film. What he will be is the director of Justice League 2. What I think they're going to do is They're going to do what they did with Phase 1 of Marvel. They're going to do films, and it's going to lead up to an event film. That event film being the new Justice League. Zack Snyder will have creative input. Maybe he'll direct a Batman movie or a Man of Steel 2.
I think he'll be a producer.
But like he'll direct Justice League. He'll have creative input on everything. Like maybe they'll put together like a council of people. Like I could see them kind of doing that. Like have like an advisory board.
Like Marvel had in the very beginning.
Wait. So like the Council of Wealth, basically. That's the best way to put it.
It's like Marvel's Illuminati.
Except they utilize Black Bolt properly.
Yeah, I know, right? But
I was gonna bring this up. Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
My personal take is that I don't think Zack Snyder is gonna direct Justice League 2, maybe Justice League 3, because that's the bigger one. If I was WB, Discovery, I'd be like, why don't we give somebody else do Justice League 2 and then do Justice League 3 to Zack Snyder, because he knows what the final crisis will be.
But here's the thing, though: if they let him do both movies, he could just shoot both of them back to back and be done.
Yeah, but I just don't think so, because don't forget he's still under contract with Netflix.
None of this is gonna start happening publicly until the middle of next year when that contract is done.
Also, here's what I think is going to happen with the Batman movie. Ben Affleck himself is probably going to at least have some sort of creative input, either writing, directing. Maybe he'll bring in someone else. Maybe Jon Favreau.
I don't want Jon Favreau doing Batman.
No.
I think it'll be Ben Affleck directing too.
Also, did you hear that he wanted Matt Damon to play Robin?
Oh, jeez.
No, boy. No.
I think you know what? I'm going to give. I have a very special.
Actually, Matt Damon could play an older Red Hood. I will.
No, he can't. No, he can't. He can't.
No,
he cannot.
Give him that clip, please.
Yeah, I'm giving you this now. Oh, and it gets worse for you because you mentioned Matt Damon.
Why did you say that name?
I don't get it.
Because you mentioned someone to be horrible for Robin. And Red Hood. So I know it's a new regime and people are saying they want to bring back. Yeah, exactly. Because you can't tell me the new regime has not looked at Twitter, whose name trends every day.
And it's not only Twitter. Numbers for the Zack Snyder Justice League movie on the HBO Max series and the digital release in July, which was number 3 of that month.
And any if you look at like whenever it's like first dropped on like any other streaming service like Netflix internationally, it's the #1 movie. And by the way,
question. Do you think in Flashpoint, if they're gonna, do you think they'll have the what's the guy from The Walking Dead who was Thomas Wayne?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
Because he wants to play Thomas Wayne Batman.
I don't think so.
Said his time is running out.
They still have Michael Keaton.
No. They're not having Mike. Well, they're bringing back Michael Keaton, yes, but this is his one-off movie. That's what I've heard. This is a one-off movie for thing. And shout out to Salah Abdul, who's basically said that as well.
That's what it should have been from the beginning. Because
Mikey Sutton actually said that this is a one-off movie.
Of course. I don't get why Warner Brothers ever thought it was a good idea to bring back a 70-year-old Batman to be the main DC Batman.
I think this is what I heard they were thinking about doing. Is they were trying to make Keaton the Nick Fury of like the new universe.
It's a horrible idea.
Where he's not actually Batman, but he's more just the guy who calls the shots.
So you mean you have a universe? So you have a Justice League without a Batman?
I think Batgirl was basically their idea was to make a new Trinity: Supergirl, Batgirl, Wonder Woman.
And you wonder why they were bought for another company and everyone's been fired. By the way, I'm going to drop this. By the way,
suck it, Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
that will never not get old.
That will never not get old. First off, I'm gonna use that clip every stream multiple times, and by the way, everyone in the community uses that clip. But also, what? I'm like, okay, so let me ask you this.
Whoa. Time out.
Yeah.
I just said in the chat, Mikey Sutton has said many sources keep telling him Zack's first film will likely be Man of Steel 2.
Okay,
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because you need like even though Henry Cavill is still popular, you remember his last solo film was 10 years ago.
And remember, what was one of the characters that Zaslav mentioned today? As a matter of fact, by the way, in one of the slides, they had like a list of like all the brands and stuff, and they had the Superman logo. So, by the way, in that note, if I get the feeling that's going to turn out to be true, so I'm just going to give it this.
Okay, so getting into speculation territory.
I have one more though.
Too, I think the villain should be Parasite.
No, it's gonna be Brainiac, and
I have Brainiac.
And I have one more clip actually I want to drop in.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Okay, there you go. But yes, it's gonna be Brainiac. Even Zach said it would be Brainiac.
Okay, who do you think should play Brainiac then?
Paul
That's
Bettany.
easy. No, not Paul Bettany. No, hell no. I think it should be what's his name, from Breaking Bad.
Bryan Cranston, probably.
Yeah.
And by the way, Tevia, that was canceled a long time ago.
You mean Bob Odenkirk playing Brainiac? Please, I just want to see that just for the Better Call Saul
Or
games.
bring in the dude that played Brainiac in Krypton.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Because he was fantastic. You know, it's kind of funny. He sounded exactly like whoever got the they had voiced Brainiac in the Injustice 2 game. Like, exactly.
I will say this though, for Bryan Cranston, if you ever saw the Power Rangers movie, you know, the reboot they did back in like 2014, he played Zordon, and honestly, really good
Not
job.
bad.
And it's like he did that so well. I could like Zordon and Brainiac are similar kind of roles in terms of like, you know, the flat, cold, but somehow still nuanced delivery. Like if you watch him as Zordon, that convinces you he could probably play a good version of Brainiac.
And by the way, I'm gonna make one more prediction that Michael Morbius is gonna show up and go, "It's Morbin time."
It's Morbin time. Mediocre movie.
No, but I was gonna say, right, the reason why I say Bryan Cranston as Brainiac is because he's done voice acting before as well in the Morphin Power Rangers TV show. We got to bring that as well. So
you
he
do
knows
know
how
the Blue Ranger is literally named after him, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Billy Cranston
is named after
named
after Bryan Cranston. Yes.
And Tevia, I heard it's capitalized.
It's gone. Tevia, it's gone. It's dead. It's
Tevia.
Dead.
It got canceled the minute Zaslav said anything on HBO Max has to be $30 million.
Jared, you know what you need to get the clip of? It says, bury it. Consider this murder.
Yes, I need. As soon as the stream ends, I'm gonna get that clip.
Okay, so question. So obviously they need to do something with Green Lantern. Do you think they're just gonna do Jon Stewart Green Lantern?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
because like
they already have him cast.
They already got him cast. Yeah, in the SnyderVerse.
Who's it gonna be?
Wayne T. Carr.
Wayne T. Carr. Yeah.
All right, I need to look him up.
And by the way,
there needs to be.
What do you think? What do you think is the over/under that Warner Brothers Discovery finally releases the clip from the Snyder Cut that has Jon Stewart?
Okay, so I'm looking at pictures of Wayne T. Carr, and
God, they have a fully rendered picture.
I'm sorry, but he looks like Jon Stewart. Like he looks like a spitting image of like the animated Jon Stewart. Like
told you.
Looks wise, he looks perfect.
He sounds like him. By the way,
you want to hear some exclusivity?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to bring exclusivity. Coming from Mikey Sutton and coming from Sil Abdul, they said, and I quote, Henry Cavill will be returning in Black Adam this October.
See, so will they be fighting, or will it be more of like a
cameo?
Cameo, because I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have him show up at the end, and Amanda Waller is going to say, "Hey, Black Adam, showed up," but it's not going to be like it's not going to be from down here. It's going to be like legit Henry Cavill. It's going to be legit Henry Cavill.
Like Amanda Waller kind of stopping up and says, "You are not the most powerful man."
However, I could see this casting as Jon Stewart if they ever wanted to go with a recast. In other words, I want Wayne T. Carr, but this is also pretty solid.
Yes.
Because I saw like...
sorry.
I'm sorry, Idris Elba for Jon Stewart.
No, he's already playing Bloodsport, so there's no way you can...
No, you can't do that.
I am Thanosing, snapping Justice Suicide Squad of the universe. He's now Jon Stewart.
Well, here's the thing.
That means
if they get rid of the Hamadaverse, guess what? Suicide Squad's already dead.
Yes.
Well, actually, we have a better Suicide Squad. It's called the freaking Air Cut.
Oh yes, I love that. Like please.
Yes, for the love of God, he would slay as Reverse Flash.
Oh my God!
But you gotta remember, Bryce, they're not actually gonna reboot it until 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I know. Oh! I have the perfect thing for Man of Steel 2. Bizarro, with Bizarro played by Anthony Starr.
No, it's gonna be Brainiac.
It's gonna be Brainiac, and basically.
But you gotta admit, Bizarro played by Anthony Starr would be amazing.
No, have Brent Cranston, Brainiac, and bring in Sasha Calais, Supergirl, in the Man of Steel 2 film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Addendum. It's Bryan Cranston as Brainiac, but then he makes Bizarro, played by Anthony Starr. So you have both Brainiac.
No. Bizarro's not showing up, Nick. Okay, so question: what about the Flash movies? It's not. I don't think it's going to be a reboot, and it's still coming out. It's coming out.
It's confirmed to still come out, and the second thing is, it's not being rebooted because the fact is, if it was going to be a reboot, a hard reboot, I think Ben Affleck would not come back for any of the cameos.
He would.
Also,
there'd be no point. If it was going to be a hard reboot, they would have just released Aquaman without changing the scenes and just been done with it.
Yeah, they would have kept the bed pooper in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. And the Batgirl movie would have been saved, but they're not doing that.
So I think the thing that kind of the saving grace of the Flash is it actually did well in test screenings. Like people thought it was actually a pretty decent movie. I think that's the only reason why they're not.
I'm excited for it. I'm actually excited for a Flash movie because it sounds really fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. Plus, if they redo it so that it's the ending, and then it's just essentially it's like a jaunt through the multiverse. That's a fantastic idea. I wish they would have used a different Flash story than Flashpoint, but I'll take it. Right? Do you guys think? Yeah. Well, the SnyderVerse is restored. So,
like literally, Momoa is the only thing. Because Wonder Woman 84 flamed out. Literally, Aquaman is the only thing that's still working of the old SnyderVerse.
And because you mentioned Momoa, once again, I'm sorry. Remember when Aquaman was a joke? Because say what you want about Justice League. At least the one great meme that came out of that time was this is the year when Aquaman jokes died.
And basically all the Aquaman jokes, they just got replaced with the deep jokes.
But he'll be replaced.
He'll be replaced towards the end of the film anyway, so you got no worry about that, Tevia.
Plus, if people were that pissed about it, we would have heard it in the test screenings.
Because here's the thing: the only thing that can stop it right now is literally Ezra Miller getting convicted for like sex trafficking, which let's be honest,
killing someone or something like that.
Or let's say they're like on his compound. There's footage of him literally holding a gun to someone's head, having a standoff with the police. Which, let's be honest here, that could actually happen with Ezra. Like he's so off the range. Like he's still on the run.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I have heard Sil talk about how there was a big campaign against him because he's associated with against them because they're associated with the SnyderVerse. So in other words, it's all some elaborate hit against the SnyderVerse.
Have you seen the videos? Have you seen the videos of him getting arrested? That guy's pretty unhinged.
No, but the articles that were coming out about them. So yeah,
that's a level of that's a
yo.
That is such a big level of conspiracy. Even Alex Jones would think you're nuts.
Wayne T. Carr has replied to some fan with Green Lantern, so he's pretty much confirmed that he's still playing Green Lantern.
I don't know.
Where is that?
On Twitter,
all right. I'm looking.
I've never seen him in any movies, but just judging off his looks, he looks perfect. So
far he's got. I've heard him speak. He sounds like Jon Stewart. Where is that?
Now I want to see wouldn't it be hilarious for the for the Green Lantern movie, like Ryan Reynolds just appears on screen just as like a cameo.
Ryan Reynolds was going to be Zack Snyder's Hal Jordan, I believe.
Hal Jordan, yeah.
But wouldn't it just be kind of cool? Like for a 5-minute cameo, he walks on as Hal Jordan.
If we get Justice League Part 3, I guarantee you Hal Jordan's going to make an appearance because it's going to be the entire Green Lantern Corps.
But like, here's the question: do you recast Hal? Because I feel like if it's going to be like a one-off kind of thing,
no,
they bring back Ryan Reynolds basically.
Bring back Ryan Reynolds, yeah. All right, Teladia, can you send me that Wayne car thing? Yeah.
Just imagine the joke.
Or actually, no.
Actually give Hal Jordan.
Go ahead and go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just get this because I'm using a tab.
Oh, okay.
Share.
Like, just imagine if like they give Ryan Reynolds an actual Green Lantern costume. He does a video. It's like, hey guys, I got an actual costume now.
It's green, but it's not animated.
Oh my god, I could just see him. Like I said,
there you go.
Can you make it?
Our Green Lantern, yes.
I see Limp Bizkit.
Do you see that?
It's right here.
He did a green heart. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, but Tavia, don't blame Ryan Reynolds for that. Blame the horrible script writing and the VFX.
And honestly, like Green Lantern is actually not that bad of a movie. Like it's not a horrible train wreck. Honestly.
It's not as bad as people paint it to be. By the way, it's kind of funny is that
it's mid. It's mid at worst.
At worst, what's kind of funny is that the Green Lantern was supposed to start the DCEU. That's why they brought in Amanda Waller for no reason.
But so yeah, like, I could see Ryan Reynolds coming back for like a 5-minute cameo as Green Lantern again.
No, he's gonna come back.
By the way, Cole, thank you. And Daryl, Ezra is laying low. He turned off social media page. So also, I heard that the director and Ezra really want Ray Fisher. Oh my gosh! If Ray comes back, that's key.
If Zack Snyder's involved, Ray will come back. If that,
Well, here's the thing, though. Ray said he wouldn't come back under a Hamada movie. Hamada's not in there anymore.
He's gone, baby.
I can just see the phone call like, "Hi, this is Warner Brothers." Like, "Hi, this is Ray Fisher."
It's Ray calling Musamichi saying, "Can you get me in?"
No. Hold on, guys. This is David Zaslav to Walter Hamada. Hi, is this Walter Hamada? Sorry to let you know, you're fired.
No, you know what? This is David Zaslav to Walter Hamada.
This is Sparta!
No.
Or I could just I could just imagine David Zaslav texting Ray Fisher. He texts him a video of like Walter Hamada walking out of the building with like his all the stuff in his arms.
Ethan,
he says,
Ethan, here's the thing. I've heard also from other from Sil Abdul talking about Ray Fisher that they could potentially bring him back.
I think they should because honestly, I liked his version of Cyborg. I really think he deserves another shot.
And by the way, here's also actual footage of Hamada being fired by Zaslav. Here's what Zaslav told Hamada. You ready?
Do you bleed?
You will.
Never thought a Green Lantern film would be so poor that Ryan Reynolds is my favorite part. That's a good point there, Cole.
Also, the best part about bringing Hal Jordan back is you could bring back Carol Ferris because they're married. And
they already have a Carol Ferris.
Who?
She's in Man of Steel. Remember she's girl that's always with him? Yes. Wait. At the end of the scene, at the end of the movie, when Superman takes down that drone, remember he flies away, and that girl goes, "He's kind of hot." That's Carol Ferris.
Well, no one really knows about, like, just imagine how crazy it would be, like, a Man of Steel movie, and then all of a sudden, Blake Lively walks into the room, and it's like, oh, this is Carol Ferris. She's one of the best aeronautics experts we got.
They won't do that.
But just imagine how much people would just freak out.
No, but the thing is, right, they're bringing Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to the forefront of things. I'm telling you, WBD, the 10-year plan is really, really big.
By the way, I just want to, I don't mean to interrupt, but this is another thing. So you know how like on HBO Max, if you like hover over certain areas, it'll play like a short clip? Look who's featured. Yeah, I think we're good, guys.
Yeah.
Literally, it's all Snyder shit.
And as well, Henry Cavill's Superman.
Yep. So I'm gonna give you this one too. I'm gonna give this clip.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Hell
This is
yeah!
the way.
Hell
This is the way.
yeah!
This is the
So,
way.
question. So, is there any current plans to kind of bring in some of the extended Bat family, like Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood?
Well, Batgirl was gonna be in the Batman movie, so
Yeah.
Also,
was
Red Hood should be played by Jensen Ackles.
that he wants the role, but he's playing Batman in the animated movie.
a
So.
question on the
I
subject
mean,
of Green
it's
Lantern
animated.
film.
It's live. I mean, it's live action, so there's no reason why you can't do.
How would you do a green? Here's a good a question for a little about. Don't they feature all the characters from all films on those things randomly? Well,
No.
here's the thing, though. No. They don't do that. They never put in Ray Fisher's Cyborg on the thing, dude. Never. Not
They
even when the
never have.
Snyder Cut came out. He was not in any way associated with the advertising on that movie ever. And by the way, so now here's a good question. So we're going to answer this as a panel for fun. So Tavia asked, how would you do a Green Lantern live action movie and would you set in space? Me personally, I would have it be a buddy cop movie between Hal Jordan and Jessica Cruz, my two favorite Green Lanterns, and have them traveling the galaxy and then it would be like them versus, I wouldn't do Parallax because that's obvious. I would actually have the bad guy be Atrocitus, have them fight the Red Lanterns, and then have Atrocitus at the end go, you can't stop the prophecy. And then we tease the Black Lanterns. And
you just want Ethan Van Sciver to get a big paycheck.
no, I just want Jessica Cruz to be a character in a movie. And by the way, Dick Grayson was going to be in Batgirl with Black Canary. But here's the good part. It's not the Hamada Dick Grayson. Unfortunately, it means Dick Grayson's dead. But
see, the thing is, here's what happened to that movie.
wait, yeah, but you could say the same with other characters. It could mean something, and that they are on better terms. Could just mean they realize he was not featured. We will see which one is in the future. Yeah, let me put it this way. I think that's a very good sign that Ray Fisher specifically, after everything that has happened with Ray Fisher and Warner Brothers, is finally on the mark. Because let me put it this way. He was never on the marketing for anything Justice League related. That's probably because he came out with all of his accusations after just sub, by the way. Wait. And thanks, Chad. I really appreciate that.
New subscriber. Let's go,
My
Chad.
man. I promise good content in the SnyderVerse. So anyway, as I was saying, let me put it this way, Cole. If there were any other character, yeah, I would be a little more in that camp. But it's Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher is Warner Brothers has finally acknowledged Ray Fisher Cyborg. That is the key thing here. After everything that happened, and what that also tells me is that Hamad's definitely not in charge.
Yep.
And yes, I would. Let me ask you this: who would you want to see in? By the way, so one more question. If Batgirl never releases, then I just hope that they get a look at two performances in it. Yeah, because let me put it this way: I think that if they do a Ben Affleck Batman movie, Leslie Grace will be Batgirl.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That's gonna happen regardless, Jared. I don't see them not bringing her in.
Yeah,
right?
They'll bring her in eventually, either in the Ben Affleck Batman movie or after the Batman movie. Because what Zaslav wants, which is what the old regime should have done, is first establish the Trinity, establish our tentpole guys. Then we can bring in the other characters.
Because
exactly.
as much as we hate to admit it, Batgirl did have a bit of a fan base. And although I wish they would recast her, I will admit having her come back would kind of throw a bone to those people and would kind of make them happy. And honestly, at the end of the day, I just want good films. And if I got to kind of take a hit or L somewhere for good films, I'll take it. I wish we could get an accurate Batgirl, but having Leslie Grace come
I haven't
back
seen her in order to determine if she'd be accurate, because according to the pictures, at least she has red hair.
I mean, one thing I can say that's definitely good about her, she's a good singer. that's good about it.
Yeah, all I am saying is that stuff has happened many times and many things
Oh
before.
my
and it doesn't
god,
lead to anything.
I love what Bryce just said. Leslie Grace would have made a perfect Limelight.
Maybe happens especially with TV shows and pro wrestling, but here, but yes, if it were just that, but when it's combined with everything else, with Warner Brothers wanting to emphasize pretty much the Justice League, it's that taken in context with everything else that has been indicated or hinted at. If it were just that, yes, I would believe that. But again, it's everything together. It's like a piece of a puzzle. A single puzzle piece is meaningless. Put all of it together is in there. And yes, 100%. She could have been a good J. Cruz, but Haman wanted to express the message and wanted to express the message. Yeah. But let me put it this way. Yeah, sure. She'll definitely be in here. I think that they could definitely do Sasha Calle as Supergirl in Man of Steel 2. In fact, here's my idea for Man of Steel 2, and then I'll have you guys talk about how you would do Green Lantern. But my idea is that so Brainiac intercepted her ship when she fled Krypton, brainwashed her, and was using her as a weapon against Kal-El. He snaps her out of the mind control, and then they take down Brainiac together.
Yeah,
in other words, he realizes that, okay, Superman is this super powerful dude. Fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go to...
Here's my only thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want them to defeat Brainiac in one movie.
No, they won't do that. He'll retreat, but I don't think Zach is the type of dude to make Brainiac a one-movie villain.
Because Brainiac is such a big villain. Like he's...
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. Case in point.
Because like he's kind of like the equivalent of Galactus almost.
Yeah.
Like, he's that big a villain.
Exactly. Case in point. It's the exact same reason why the Justice League didn't beat Darkseid in one movie.
Exactly.
So now I'm going to start with Nick this time because he missed the other. No offense to Kelly Elazi, but they definitely seem like diversity hires to deflect. That I'm sure was part of it, to deflect from the Ray Fisher by Tevia. A question: the upcoming DC live, like Legion of Superheroes, Justice League World, and Ruby, are danger to be canceled?
No, they're all safe. Tevia.
Yeah, because they were announced by the regime.
So I will say this: as far as like you kind of mentioned Ruby, Rooster Teeth will be shut down because they are like I kind of follow that a little bit as a former Ruby fan because I feel like the Ruby the brand is not going anywhere. They just announced a new anime and it's getting some press, but like Rooster Teeth is prepare your bleep button, a fucking shit show.
I don't have a bleeper, so I'm live.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay. And by the way, Daryl, yes, I have thought about being I've thought about being the dude that Zaslav appoints over the entire DCEU. I do a better job because immediately I delegate all of it to Zach and say, "You want to come in? I'll give you anything you want. Come in and do it. 100%. You can do whatever you want."
Only thing I ask is that you get me a Screecher movie.
Oh yeah, I'll get you a Screecher. But do you really want Screecher to be co-owned? But actually, no, it won't be associated with DC or anything. Here's why that's good, because then you maintain full creative control. I'd make sure, and I tell Zach, if anyone tries to interfere with you in what you want to do with these characters, come to me. They're done. At this point, you're allowed to do what you want. Right, Rooster Teeth has been a mess for a very long time. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to ask Nick.
That is true.
Nick, I'm going to ask Nick and then Teladia. So, Nick, how would you do a Green Lantern movie, and would you do it in space?
I mean, obviously, at least part of it has to be done in space because Green Lantern is a space-based character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think going the Jon Stewart route is probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'd argue more people know Jon Stewart than Hal Jordan
because
these days.
Because of the show.
Cartoon, yes. And I think the actor, he seems fine. I haven't seen his acting, but looks wise, he fits the part. So honestly,
he sounds like Jon Stewart too. He sounds like Jon Stewart,
and so that too, so he sounds the part as well. So just do a Jon Stewart one. Admittedly, I'm not as familiar with like Jon Stewart's origin as I am Hal Jordan, so I can't really comment on like how that would kind of go. But like, just kind of set the origin on Earth. Maybe at the end of the movie, like have it be like on Earth, but then kind of in space surrounding. And then at the end of the movie, he goes to Oa, and then like in the last scene, Hal Jordan walks in. It's Ryan Reynolds, kind of thing, or like they make mentions like, oh, another Earthling, you know, like another Earthling has taken the ring, kind of just teasing it, you know, and I mean anybody else who would see it would be like, oh no, and then like the last scene, Hal Jordan walks in, it's Ryan Reynolds, you know, just to be like, hey, look, it's a thing, you know, and then
and Bryce, we already addressed this. Yes, Doom Patrol is gone. Superman and Lois is going to get 5 seasons. Peacemaker will be done after season 2. And
is there any word on Titans? Like, is there any solid word?
But no. I think Titans is good because I believe that they actually planned on making this season their last season.
Yeah, because they are pretty deep into season 4. Last I heard.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure 4 is gonna be the last. Which, okay, I'm kind of sad.
At least they're getting a send off. At least they're not going to end on a cliffhanger. So I'll take it.
So Teladia, how would you do a Green Lantern movie, and would you put it in space?
So my thing about a Green Lantern movie would be, I would have the introduction of Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz.
My man. That's it. I have to give you this because you said J. Cruz.
My man.
And obviously the first 2 Green Lanterns, well, the 4 Green Lanterns, obviously are mentors to them. So they do like different missions with them. So obviously you'll have Ryan Reynolds come in, Wayne T. Carr come in, and then other 2 actors who could play, what's it called, Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner, which would be really cool.
Who would you cast as Kyle?
I haven't got that part yet. I'm still debating. Ryan Reynolds and Ray T. Carr definitely.
Yeah.
Who would play Guy Gardner?
Guy Gardner. Oh.
Matt Damon.
Damon.
No, not Matt Damon. I don't think Matt Damon's a good.
I got it. You ready? Ethan Van Sciver. Can you imagine how much I piss people off?
Okay, I got a left field one for you.
Go
Dennis Leary.
on.
I'm sorry, but like you got.
It has to be an older Guy Gardner, though. It has to be an.
But Dennis Leary is older. But the thing is, I think Dennis Leary, because he does like pissed off and like, you know, like kind of snarky. I think he would be a perfect pick for an older.
Oh, I know who could play. I know who could play Guy Gardner.
Who?
The guy from Breaking Bad. The guy who played.
You just really love Bryan Cranston, huh?
I swear, if you were in charge of WB, you just clone Bryan Cranston and have him play everything. Superman, Batman. You'd have Bryan Cranston play Wonder Woman. There's an image for you.
Not Bryan Cranston. The other guy. The guy.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see him more playing Kyle.
Yeah, he's more of a Kyle for me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean he'll be good for that.
The guy from Under the Dome. I remember the show. I just don't remember who you're talking about, Cole. And by the way, Daryl Taylor said, "How would you bring in Justice League Dark in the DCU?" I wouldn't.
I wouldn't do the Justice League Dark straight away, Daryl. Honestly,
because it's too much to put in. By the way, anything associated with J.J. Abrams, can we just assume is done?
Yeah, that's
so. What you do is you're doing.
Here's their tease. They're at the final battle.
They're at the final battle, and all of a sudden, Keanu Reeves Keanu Reeves. A portal opens. Keanu Reeves opens. He's just in a dress shirt, a tie, and a pants. He starts doing like.
Yeah. Gonna say it here and say James Gunn can make a show or a movie about not known comic book characters and still make bank. Yeah, he could do that. That's what I
just said. That's what I just said previously. It's like James Gunn is the reason why Peacemaker's still going.
Agent needs to be fired. Yeah. Okay. And Tevia says, question. Speaking of movies, that reminds me, what's going to happen? They're dead.
Well,
first off, the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie is done. Thank God. A friend of MSK's who worked on Under the Dome said the actor Dean Morris raged on set saying his 5-year-old son could write a better script than this, and that's the worst thing he's ever worked on. Wow. Michael B. Jordan, done.
That's not going to come out.
They're just doing Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. They're not doing any of the derivative characters.
Question though. Do you think he could play Steel?
But yes. They're not going to bring in Steel though.
But let's say they are going to do Steel.
Yeah,
Metaphorically, then
yeah, he could be Steel. 100%. I can see Michael B. Jordan playing Steel, and they can make it like he did. By the way, they could make it so here's Steel's origin. You ready? During the Black Zero event in Man of Steel, they actually show. By the way, they show Superman did save people, and Henry Irons was one of the guys he saved. And quick question: speaking of DC animation, what's going on to the Static Shock animated movie and Milestone as animated movie as well? I think that's
done. They're both not going to come out this year.
Well, the thing is, DC is doing a big push for Milestone Comics. So they're
comics, yes.
Comics, yes, but not movies, animated movies.
I do feel like eventually they need to start touching the Milestone characters. Obviously, the first one they're going to do is Static Shock because people have familiar the character. But I do feel like eventually they're probably going to do Rocket and Icon. Like I feel like as the kind of things go on and they want to expand the roster. Like, because like I can just see like if they kind of do like an expanded Justice League where it's not just the main people, I can see them having, Icon, Rocket.
I just had the thought of a great Guy Gardner.
Who?
Chris Pratt.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh my gosh, yes. Why didn't we think of that?
Honestly, I gotta say no because he doesn't really seem like he does like angry acting well enough.
Guy Gardner's not angry. He's just a smartass, and he's basically Star-Lord.
Yeah.
You do realize that Guy Gardner is a lead. It's literally the leader of the Red Lantern Corps, right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But he was at one point. So
yeah, but that was just a story in the New 52. They kept him as the really funny guy. It was announced last year. But Zaslav, no. It doesn't matter if it was announced last year.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. And by the way,
I mean, I still think a direct-to-DVD Milestone movie probably would be doable.
They could do that. And by the way, Nick wanted to share this. Always be yourself, unless you can be Screecher, and then always be Screecher. And that's Nick's current comic book character he's working on.
Yeah, because like I was talking about Screecher earlier, and I figured, hey, time to push in a promo.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah. And yeah, I was gonna say, Milestone animated movie. Is it gonna happen? Static Shock as well. It's gonna be on the shelf. Yeah, and honestly, you're gonna look for like Justice League, Batman, Superman, those types of movies coming out. Like the Batman, Batman animated movie coming out next year. They're gonna focus on that.
No,
I think.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing to say that like within 5 years or even 10 years they start expanding it, but like I think Zaslav right now wants to go back to basics. I think he wants to stick to the big stuff. There's nothing to say that like 5 years from now we don't start spinning stuff off. But right now he just wants to rebuild. Like he'll take what works and kind of just rebuild from there. I think that's his plan.
Yeah,
so, and there you go. We're on that topic now.
Yeah, that's a good way to segue into things.
Thank you, Nick.
Welcome.
So,
what
Zaslav's plan could be, guys, is start off. If you're talking about movies, you got Black Adam. Start off things off, build on that. Shazam: Fear of the Gods. Obviously, you've got the DCEU already established up there. You got the Snyder Cut is essentially name dropped in that movie, guys. So you've got that, and then in the Flash movie, obviously they're reshooting a lot of things, so that leaves a bigger option for Ben Affleck, to return and to be the Batman that we all know and love,
and return like this. That is such a great clip because the way I knew it. Because the way that they did that scene, by the way, is that they thought the Batmobile like went into a wall and went away, and then it's nope, boom.
Yes.
So question. So given how that Christopher Nolan produced Man of Steel 1, do you think they'll have him come back to produce any of the films, or dare I say direct anything?
Maybe.
Could be if he wants to come back.
I could see a Zack Snyder directed, Christopher Nolan produced Man of Steel 2. I think that would produce a lot of confidence because, and the thing is, I from what I gathered, I believe Christopher Nolan, like, he has a decent opinion of Zack Snyder. Like I don't
He
think
brought Zack Snyder to DC.
You know,
No,
like,
he's not. He's not gonna play Lobo Cole.
No, but
Like,
I'm just saying that would be interesting though. I could see him playing Lobo.
I don't think Christopher Nolan will direct another DC movie again because like he likes to do his films. He likes to do his own films. But like I could see him maybe coming back as a producer for like 1 or 2 films, like Man of Steel, maybe even Justice League. Like I could see him. Like honestly, if you're gonna have a head of DC on film, Christopher Nolan would be a perfect pick. I could see him doing that.
Christopher Nolan is DC head.
I think he'd be perfect for it.
I could see him doing that.
And the thing is, I could see Christopher Nolan doing it because it's a prestigious. He gets to shape the DC to his will, and plus, honestly, it would bring back a lot of confidence because he did the Dark Knight trilogy.
Everyone loves his Batman movies.
And honestly, if he's the head on DC films, like just imagine bringing have Christian Bale play someone in the DC universe. You know, like Michael Caine's retired, but like he could get him to come out of retirement. All the Christopher Nolan stable of people, like
Chris Terrio and Charles
like Anne
Roven.
Hathaway. Like imagine Anne Hathaway coming back, like maybe like I'm not saying as Catwoman, but like oh my god, Anne Hathaway, like I could actually see her working as Catwoman still.
That would work. So I always say this to my friends by asking, why couldn't the DCEU follow the steps of the AMU with all its films leading up to essentially a live action Justice League Apocalypse 4? That's pretty much what the SnyderVerse is.
I will say those films are actually really good.
Those were so good. Particularly Dark Apocalypse War was badass. By the way, that movie came out. By the way, here's something really weird. That movie came out a week before the Snyder Cut was announced.
Yes.
Also,
isn't that weird? I remember I bought it and I'm watching it and I'm loving it. Then all of a sudden that happens.
I will say that like the DCA that whatever that was, their version of Batwoman was actually really good.
It was good. I like that one.
Also, their version of Damien was like amazing. I love there's like one scene where like Bat or Bruce is going on a date and like Damien's basically saying, like, please wear a condom. I don't want brothers.
But Teladia, I wanted to ask you, where were you when the Snyder Cut was announced?
I was obviously at home. I was talking to my co-host on Inside the Multiverse, by the way, big plug to my co-host on DC Comics Gamer, and we were like literally talking about can the SnyderVerse Snyder Cut be done?
Ask and you shall receive, my friend.
Yes, and literally it happened. We
weren't
expecting it. We weren't expecting it.
None of us were. I was getting out of a dentist appointment, so I go in, and the Snyder Cut's not been announced. I come out. I'm checking my phone. I'm like going through Facebook. Then all of a sudden I see that Jurassic Park meme of Dr. Ian Malcolm going, that SOB did it. And I'm like, it's from a DC page. So I'm like, okay. I scroll down. It's the black and white Wonder Woman poster that says Zack Snyder's Justice League, HBO Max. I sent it to my co-host Lad, and we both, like, to quote Ezra Miller, had a conniption. Because, let me put it this way. No one expected that.
Nobody. Nobody.
I really wish we were on my stream because you know the exact clip I'd be playing.
Oh, yeah.
Did not see that coming?
Yeah, exactly. But, oh my gosh. When that got announced, by the way, that was like, it was huge. Let me put it this way. But also, I saw this hilarious.
It broke the internet. It broke the
internet. I saw this great stream.
It broke
that was
HBO Max. It literally broke HBO Max.
I saw this great stream and this guy was asking, okay, so a person who does not think that the Snyderverse is coming back, but he did say, okay, so if Warner Bros. Discovery had no plans to continue this, why did they release the Snyder Cut? That's just so stupid. Did they really think that they would go away?
Well, to be fair, and if be perfectly fair, I imagine the thought process was at the time HBO Max was new. They need content to drive people to it. AT&T were not blind to the Twitter follows, and my what I imagine is let's redo the Snyder Cut. And let's just put it on there as content to drive to HBO Max as a loss leader. I think that was the mentality at the time.
I accept that, but I'm saying, why would you put it up without any intention to continue it?
Why would you make a Batgirl movie and spend $100 million only to axe it?
So
yeah, second Warner Brothers.
I mean, fair enough.
So we got 2 questions in the chat, by the way.
Quick questions. How do you think that the Ruby Justice League crossover movie is going to turn out? Do you think it's going to be really good or really bad? Really bad. Really bad. Really bad because it's Ruby. And by the way, I'm going to give you this caveat.
Why did you say that name?
Okay, first off, F you.
Thank you.
I'm not a Ruby fan anymore, but to say Ruby sucks, that kind of gets
now it sucks. Back then it was good. Now it sucks.
Yes.
But they are doing an anime now, and I saw previews, and it looks good. So
if you've seen the crossover comic that this is based on, it's bad.
Yeah. You know what the movie they need to make, and it's based off an actual comic, Justice League versus Power Rangers.
Yes.
That needs to happen.
That needs to happen right there. There you go.
Bring back the actual actors too. Or do it have it be animated and then bring it back.
Have it be the actors from the Power Rangers movie that came out a couple of years ago.
No, that's not gonna happen. It needs to be the OG actors. It needs to be the OG actors. But there is conflict.
As far as Hasbro is gonna make another Power Ranger movie, but it's not gonna be with continuity with the 2014 movie, which does kind of make me sad because I was like, you spent all this time establishing the characters, just make a sequel, but it is what it is, you know.
Here's the thing on that, Tevya. The MCU already put in the work building up its universe and having its main characters front and center. Zaslav is essentially starting at square one. He has to establish the Justice League before he has to get the movies in line before he can expand. That's the difference.
Zaslav he's not starting exactly from scratch. He's taking what works, which is essentially everything Snyder made.
And by the way, overall, they should have made Batgirl a show instead of a film. It was until they decided to try and release it in the movie. Even if you completely erased the Keaton Batman from the film and kept it intact in the main universe. Yeah, no, honestly, they should never have made a Batgirl movie. They should never have announced a Batgirl movie before a Batman movie. That should never have happened because you need to do. Batgirl is one of those characters where you have to, and we have to have Batgirl show up in a Batman movie to introduce her to the general audience, and then you do this. So, just like how
Disney makes that, I have a question for you. I have a question. What if the next Batfleck movie, the current version of Batgirl is in the movie, but it's more of a introduction, like he's like a side character. And basically, it's kind of like her origin, and she becomes Batgirl, and it's like the last like sequence she teams up with Batman, and you actually kind of introduce her that way. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I would be okay with that. Obviously, this would be heavily focused on Deathstroke and Batman. You got to remember that.
Because the way that I would do this is Batman doesn't want to know. Basically, you're basically making in this version, you're basically making Batgirl Carrie Kelly. You know,
basically.
Yeah. Whereas,
this is like the Frank Miller Batman.
But what I'm saying is, if you're doing the Deathstroke stuff, you basically have Batgirl, where it's like Batman doesn't want another partner. His former partner got killed. He's done with that stuff. He's done with getting people killed. But Batgirl wants to help. You know, blah blah blah. You know, like she worked. Like let's say like she's Jim Gordon. You know, like the adopted daughter of Jim Gordon. You know, and then like she saw Batman on the rooftop a couple times, and like she got inspired by it. You know, or something, and she basically it's like your father. It's like my father always knew who you were. He just never wanted to admit it to himself. You know, like that because like the whole adage of Jim Gordon could have found out who Batman was in a heartbeat. He just never wanted to. You know, like that whole like little kind of understory beat they have in the comics. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like so like the daughter of Jim Gordon, she found out who he was, and then she becomes Batgirl because of it. You know. I think that would make for a decent movie. You want to bring back Leslie? Sure, go ahead. You know, honestly, because like better writers probably make it work.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think a Batgirl movie was ever in Zach's plan.
No, it wasn't. It never was. It never was.
She was going to show up in the Ben Affleck movie, but that was it.
Well, there you go. I just described the next Ben Affleck movie.
There you go. Yeah.
Pretty much, and that's what's going to happen now.
She was going to be a main character. It wasn't like she was going to she's going to be a main character. It's not like she's just going to be like a cameo. No, she is a very integral part of that Ben Affleck Batman movie.
I mean, the way I described it, she was an integral version of the version.
I think you pretty much may have described the actual movie. Have you seen the script, Nick?
He's scared to say.
Okay. Okay. So if
remember, Nick, wait. Before you tell me this, remember.
With great power comes great responsibility.
All I'm going to say is that David Zaslav is off screen and he has a gun pointed like right at me and he's looking at me pretty fierce. So I'm not going to say any more.
So you're telling me he's going to do this? Hang on. Okay, well, in that case, I got to say, I'm
not impressed.
You do realize Zaslav can hear you right now. Like, he's literally just off screen, and he's putting 12-gauge shotgun right at me. I'm looking at him right now.
Hey, David, what's up, dude? Please destroy the SnyderVerse.
He's just looking at me. He's kind of stone-faced right now. Actually, I'm scared. Please send help.
So go on, Teladia.
Please send the Justice League.
So I was going to say this, right? What Zaslav's plan is to restore the SnyderVerse and make the continuity the way it was originally, Zack Snyder's plan. But obviously a different story now because we've already seen the leaked storyboards for Justice League 2 and 3. So it has to be changed completely for Final Crisis, basically. And
I do hope we do get like a final endgame style battle at the end.
It'd be really big. It'd be really big.
Just imagine all the. Okay, so instead of portals, it's boom tubes.
Oh, so there's boom, 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 boom.
And imagine like it's multiverse. Okay, so let's say for this, it's like Final Crisis, and so they bring back like some of the other DC actors who have played it. Like Stephen Amell walks out as Green Arrow. You have some of the other Superman walk out. Like just imagine Grant Gustin walks out.
Well, let me put it this way: blame the old regime for placing Zaslav in this position. It's the old regime's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, if they're also doing like a multiverses and they have different Superman, Tom Welling, put him in the suit.
He walks in.
He's not going to do that. He's already confirmed that. He's already said that I'm not going to go back into the suit.
I'm sorry, but if Warner Brothers pays him a lot of money, he'll do it.
And he walks out. His boom tube opens, and then it's just somebody save me. It's just music coming out. Okay, hopefully they don't have Batman and Lois. No, Zach abandoned that. The whole kid being basically Damian Wayne. No,
yeah,
they abandoned that.
Imagine it's like so there's this Final Crisis, and then it's like all the Flashes come out. You got like John Wesley Shipp, Grant Gustin, and then like
you really want Grant Gustin to DCEU, don't you?
Yeah, he does.
And then, no, just like and then Batfleck says like, "Where's our Barry?" And then they just kind of drop it from there.
Why did you say that name?
He said Grant Gustin.
but like imagine you get like Stephen Amell and then Justin Hartley both come out dressed as Green Arrow.
So guys, all right. Another thing too. When he said reset, he doesn't mean reboot. He means resetting to default.
He basically means just essentially he means redo, but not like redo from we have to recast everyone. It means just actually he doesn't mean reboot. Actually, he means reboot away everything Hamada did.
Yeah,
except for release the Snyder Cut because obviously we want that.
We want the Green Lantern cut. That's what we need.
That's what we. This would be hilarious. Here's how they released the Green Lantern scene: either as a special edition in the HBO Max Snyder Cut edition, or they actually re-released the movie with that scene added at the end.
No, even better, they re-released it in theaters.
Yes.
If they release the Snyder Cut in theaters, that confirms that they're restoring the Snyderverse.
No, even better, they re-release it in theaters. It's a small engagement because you're not going to do
not from scratch, Tevia.
Like you're not going to do mass market numbers with Snyder Cut, but have it be a special event and include the Green Lantern scene in it, and maybe a few other stuff, and have that be it. And then
see the 16-hour cut of Justice League, and watch. No, it's 16 hours because they sneak in the other 2 movies. They actually had footage of it.
Because, like, I guarantee you, like, if they release it like a small special engagement, like at Alamo Draft Houses or like smaller theaters, or just have it be like a special event, like a one day only or 2 weekend kind of thing, it would do good numbers. Oh,
it would sell out. I guarantee you. It'd be like Avengers Endgame.
It'd be sell out day one.
As soon as it's announced, the website to pre-order your tickets would crash.
Like I would probably go see it day one.
I would go do it. Are you kidding me?
Like
normally I don't see a movie I own in theaters, but this is a special occasion.
Like I would be so excited if I had the money. I would fly down to where Jared lives just so I could go see it with him.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are lucky. You guys got to meet each other, man. I live in the UK and it's different.
No,
we haven't met each other yet, actually, in real life.
I mean, we're both in the United States.
Yeah,
I are you okay
America.
Saying Jared, are you okay saying what state you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
I'm from Michigan, so it's like we're on literally opposite ends of the country.
What?
And by the way, so no, this is off topic. How do you guys feel about live action Danny Phantom series have to do with Avatar? Danny Phantom, is that still relevant?
Nah.
As far as you're talking about The Last Airbender, I know they're doing that live action series. I'm gonna wait till I see the trailer because the casting has been okay. Like for example,
he said a live action Danny Phantom series,
like they're doing with Avatar. So that's
Yeah, but is Danny Phantom still relevant?
No, it's not.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Avatar is honestly more popular now than it's ever have been. So, there's that.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yes, Tevia, like a Fathom events.
Yeah, pretty much.
And just say it's like a big event. Maybe what they can even do is say if you show up, we'll give you a poster or something like that. Remember when the movie theaters used to actually give you a poster?
Just watch a re-release of Snyder Cut does like $200 million.
Yeah.
No, watch. It makes what WB wanted Batman versus Superman to make.
No.
It's not going to do $1 billion. It's not.
No, but wait. This will be a middle finger to Walter Hamada, Toby freaking Emmerich, and Sarnoff.
Yeah.
Because I honestly feel that if you do like a Fathom event for the Snyder Cut, it could do at least $100 million. Depending on how you do it. Like if it's like one day, or I think it should be like a 2-weekend event. You do it one weekend and then in the next weekend.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I could see it being nothing more, like I don't think it'll do more than 200. Because like this is like a 1-day event, and
I don't know. It's the Snyder Cut. It's a mythical thing, and the Snyder Cut. Snyder stuff always does very well.
And they call
doing well is $200 million.
Wait. They call it spots, but yet we bought the movie, and it was number 1.
And wait, particularly if they market it as now including the Green Lantern scene. If they put in the Green Lantern scene, people will show up.
Because what I'm saying is, doing $200 million is doing really well. Because that's more than some Disney films have been making.
That's more than Justice League made. Ryan, so any opinion on James Cameron's Avatar? Here's the thing about James Cameron's Avatar.
It's gonna fail.
Yeah, it's exactly my thought. It's coming out 10 years after the last movie. I get the thing, people just don't care anymore.
I mean, honestly, people barely cared even when.
But here's the thing: it wasn't even that good of a movie. It's just memorable because of the visuals.
Like the visuals are good. They did 3D really well, but the story is basically Trail of Tears, colonialism bad. That's basically the movie.
It's basically Pocahontas.
In a way, yeah, that's a broad strokes interpretation, but yeah.
I think James Cameron is overestimating how many people really liked Avatar.
That being said, if I'm ever in Animal Kingdom, I actually do want to go to the Pandora world and ride the ride, because that looks really cool.
I did. I rode the ride. It is so cool. It's worth the almost hour-and-a-half wait to get on the ride.
I mean, I'm actually the one that I'm excited for is the Tron coaster, because I'm a huge Tron Legacy fan. And,
heck yeah!
I actually watched a video of like the Shanghai version. It's basically a Tron Legacy ride, and like they play the music, and it's like the lights. I'm gonna do it at night, and
Wait.
it's gonna be so freaking cool.
Somebody says, on Twitter, David Zaslav to Hamada, right?
Mhm.
And it's like what's it called? Not Mufasa. Rafiki throwing Simba out of here.
No, in this analogy, if we're to go with Lion King analogies, Zaslav is Scar and Mufasa is Hamada.
I am the king.
Poof! It's like
Wait, I'm
Venom
sorry.
incarnate. F this guy.
I gotta reenact my favorite scene from Lion King. They call me Mr. Pig. Ah! Like, just, that scene is just so. I love that scene.
And by the way,
just like,
you know what's kind of funny? Every time I see any news about Hamada, you know what's the first thing that pops into my mind?
So begins the end.
Can we just say one thing? Look at this armor, how it moves.
So begins the end.
They did that in quarantine.
see,
How does it
this
look
is
that good?
See, this is what happens when you give your special effects team both time and a proper budget, and you treat them like human beings. Take notes, Disney.
Yeah, and you guys remember we're supposed to get. Here's the thing about the New Gods thing. It was written by Ava DuVernay and Tom King. So
To this
that
day,
that should tell you all you have to know about that movie. As much
Okay.
as I love the New Gods, not Ava DuVernay and Tom King's New Gods.
Okay, I gotta say this. I am convinced that announcing New Gods was nothing more than a troll job to troll Disney, and it worked like clockwork.
And to troll Zack Snyder, because remember, he had Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same reason why they wouldn't let him use the Jon Stewart or the Martian Manhunter, because they had plans to use both those characters. Really? What about the plan, Anne? And with the plan.
Okay, speaking of New Gods, question for you guys. I got two castings for you that I want you to speculate on. Who should play either Orion or Granny Goodness?
Well, we already got Granny Goodness from the Snyder Cut.
But
she
wasn't cast. She was a CG character.
So yeah, like there's room to recast.
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. She was an actual actress.
But she said nothing. Like, honestly, if you didn't know who Granny Goodness is, you wouldn't know who she is. So I feel like recasting her with like someone else is perfectly fine.
Don't recast anyone that Zach cast. That man understands these characters. Do not recast anyone.
But then
except for Ezra.
Let's pretend we're recasting Granny Goodness. Who would you want to play her?
That's
Joe
hard.
from The Office.
That's too hard.
See, my thing is, my perfect casting, she died recently. My perfect casting would have been Betty White.
Or how about this? Helen Mirren.
Oh,
yeah, well, she's in Fury of the Gods.
She's in Fury of the Gods anyway, so she.
Yeah, and you know what? Bryce backs me up on that.
Okay, Kathy Bates would be good. Yeah, Helen Mirren would be good. But who do you think should play Orion?
Someone who's obviously orange
Bautista?
hair.
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce. No,
he's not intimidating enough to play Orion.
No, he's an Aussie as well, so.
I mean, accent coaches.
No, but he's not intimidating enough to play Orion. I'm not going to say that again. Probably. Who would I pick to play Orion? I've never thought of this. Good one,
That's
Nick.
a good question. Yeah.
Good question. Let me see.
I will say this though: if they ever do Big Barda, I have a couple of picks. Lucy Lawless, Ronda Rousey,
Gina Carano, just to piss people off.
Fuck you! I was just about to say that.
Why did you say that? I knew you were.
I was literally 5.5 seconds away from saying Gina Carano. Like I was like, as soon as like I was just like, okay, Gina Carano is like the perfect pick, and I was just about to say, but actually my perfect pick was Gina Carano. But then you just like reached into my head. Are you Martian Manhunter? Like, are you actually a Martian?
Are you reading people's minds? Are you flipping Superman?
Not impressed.
But
seriously, Gina Carano, Big Barda.
Yep,
I think
she's my casting.
Yep, no question. She's perfect. I'm trying to think of like the other big apocalyptic characters. But yeah, Big Barda, Gina Carano. Because Gina Carano, she's big.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, Gina Carano is perfect for Big Barda. But Orion.
If DC would go the mile and make a question series, they wouldn't. But who would you want to play? Whoever played, I would say whoever played Rorschach in Watchmen.
No, I want him to come back as Rorschach. But
they're probably not going to do another Watchmen movie.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't do a question movie anyway.
No, they wouldn't, because the minute they announce a question movie, the audience is going to go, "Who?"
And let's be honest here. If they do a question movie, they're going to get it confused with Rorschach, because Rorschach is basically a version of the question.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know.
The other problem is wasn't the question at least partially like created by Steve Ditko? Because like I know in the Justice League cartoon they actually did like a Ditko tribute where it did like the A is A, which is kind of a tribute to Steve Ditko's character Mr. A, which is basically helped kind of inspire the question. So like you got kind of that baggage of the question, because like Ditko being like a big Ayn Randian libertarian, he's kind of controversial now for some stupid reason. But like okay, that's kind of a question. Like, how would you feel in like Infinite Crisis? They brought back some of the Watchmen characters.
They wouldn't.
Played by the actual actors. Like, imagine
they wouldn't.
Why?
They wouldn't do it.
Why?
Well, for one thing, the actor who plays Manhattan plays Barry Allen's father.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, to be fair.
To be fair,
Dr. Manhattan is blue, so But like, I could see them bringing back like Silk Spectre, Night Owl, depending on how.
Again, they wouldn't, because guess what? Zaslav wants to do characters that people know, and most of the Watchmen characters were only in one comic book from like many years ago.
But what I'm saying is when they get to Infinite Crisis, where it's multiversal, because like, didn't they do a storyline where they actually had to bring in Dr. Manhattan to help reboot the
That
universe?
was Doomsday Clock, and they're not doing Doomsday Clock. I wish they would, but they're not doing Doomsday Clock. Zaslav is not going to touch any Watchmen characters because no one knows them.
I mean, they like the 2009 movie is still brought up in conversation. Plus, Zack Snyder directed it. But
no. Again, those characters aren't recognizable right now. For like the next 10 years, it's only going to be recognizable characters.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it would be funny, because
it'd be funny.
Because if we're doing like a last movie and you're doing kind of multiversal stuff and you're doing some deep cuts, I still think bringing in maybe some of the multiverse characters would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that was also DC Rebirth, but yeah. I mean, they could kind of. The only way I could ever possibly see this is that they make it like Dr. Manhattan screwed with the timeline, and that's why the Hamadaverse exists.
No, it's going to be Barry. It's going to be Barry because they need another thing to blame as they're on.
Yeah, but they would never do that. They're not going to bring in the Watchmen characters ever. I do not. I would be very surprised if they did that.
So what other characters do you think we should speculate on in regards to like casting?
Hi, Father. I got a perfect one. Odin from the Thor movies.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Do you think they bring in Miss Martian?
No,
not at all.
No, it's too soon for that.
Okay.
They need a Martian Manhunter movie before they do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys think James Gunn could make it see?
Could make what?
A Booster Gold series.
I could see him making a good Booster Gold series.
Nathan Fillion must play Booster Gold.
Nathan Fillion as Booster Gold. Exactly what I want. Exactly what I was gonna say.
Like, I'm sorry. Even though like Nathan Fillion is older, he could still do Booster Gold so well. Like I can. I'm sorry, but Nathan Fillion is perfect even at his age.
Yeah, he could do Booster Gold fantastically.
I mean, like, did you see the Uncharted fan film he did?
I did.
That was only a few years ago. He could
Let me put
still
it this
do
way.
some
Based
action.
upon let me put it this way. He played Booster Gold before. It's called Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly. That's pretty much Booster Gold in terms of.
What did you say
the
that name? I'm sorry. I'm a big Firefly fan, so it's like.
Yeah, in terms of Firefly, I did mention Whedon, so.
Why did you say that name?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, that went dead quiet for a second there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like. Let's see here. So they got Perry White cast. Like honestly, even though they race swapped him, like Lawrence Fishburne, I don't care because it's Lawrence Fishburne playing Perry White and he does a great job. So it's like, okay, I'm fine with that. I just want to see if they do like a multiverse movie. I want to see Batfleck and Patterson on the screen together.
They won't do that until Reeves is out because guess what? Reeves said, "I don't want it crossing over." That's part of his contract.
And Patterson as well. Also stated that he doesn't want to do any DC.
Oh, so Bryce mentioned Court of Owls. That's gonna
be either the Batman 2 or the Batman 3.
Batman.
I think because like for the second one, I think they said they're bringing in Mr. Freeze, which I think is great.
No, I think the second one is gonna be Hush because they referenced Hush in the first movie.
Well, the thing is, I think they mentioned because like doing Mr. Freeze in that universe is oh my god, I want to see.
But it's not grounded enough.
The Patterson movies.
Yeah, not grounded enough. No, Freeze is not grounded enough.
I don't know. It's just like because my thing is you can take ridiculous things and make them work. I mean, look at the Joker. Like Christopher Nolan made the Joker work in the Nolan verse, and the Nolan verse is even more grounded than Patterson.
What's
up?
So HBO have got the Trinity from the SnyderVerse.
Yeah.
So like they got this Man of Steel Superman, the Wonder Woman, and Justice League Batman.
Yeah.
In one picture, and it's 12 seconds, and it's 12 seconds long. With different
and then it goes to Cyborg,
Aquaman, Flash, Superman, then the Trinity.
Yeah, told ya.
But like, what I'm saying is, Christopher Nolan, like,
I'm retweeting that shit.
So like they can make ridiculous things work in a serious setting because like the Joker is probably one of the most ridiculous Batman villains out there, and Christopher Nolan made him work. And objectively, the Nolan verse is more grounded in reality than the Patterson verse.
But here's the difference: they didn't give you a Joker origin, and the Joker is still more grounded than Mr. Freeze, who is basically stuck in a containment suit because his body is constantly freezing. That would not work.
You can make it work. I mean, it's basically just costume design and good writing. That's all.
But I'm just saying, in terms of the character himself, that's why Hush works because it's just a dude with a gun, bandages around his head. That's it.
The thing with Hush is, I feel like they haven't you kind of need setup for it because
they did set him up though.
I don't think
the reporter who Thomas Wayne had killed was named Elliot, and then guess what showed up on the screen as it was playing that video? Hush. It literally said Hush. I just noticed that when I was watching the movie.
So I'm pretty sure that little kid is going to become Robin. I'm pretty sure.
Little kid.
Because if we're talking Patterson, the little kid, the mayor's son. I really feel like they're setting that kid up to be Robin.
I could see that. Would be difficult they're not placing Poison Ivy in that universe. No, they're not going to place anyone that's a metahuman. This is why I'm saying Mr. Freeze is not going to work because they're not putting in metahumans. They're not going to put Mr. Freeze because he's pretty much a metahuman.
Here's a villain that I'd like to see in Patterson universe: the Mad Hatter.
They could do that
because you know that his thing is the hats that have mind control. You can make that work, and I feel like you can make that work in the Patterson verse. I feel like you can do that.
I think
not a metahuman.
Oh, I got a really good one.
Who?
Professor Pig.
Oh, that actually works. Oh my gosh. That would actually work in the Reeves verse because he's super dark.
So have they showcased Harvey Dent in the Patterson verse yet?
No.
because like I feel like Two-Face is
They could do
perfect for that
Two-Face.
universe.
They could do Two-Face,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that they could do Two-Face really well. As a
I
matter
feel
of
like
fact.
Two-Face would work perfectly in that universe. I'm trying to think of like other Batman villains that would work. Oh, what about Condiment King?
No.
I feel like he would be a joke. A joke. No, he would be a villain that the movie starts off and Batman is just bringing to jail.
I said that one as a joke, really, but still.
No, but I know. But that would be a funny nod. Maybe Calendar
Oh.
Man.
Kite Man.
And no, as he jumps off the roof to glide, he goes, "Hell yeah!"
You know what's really the funniest part? I
Go
could
on.
actually see them making because basically the Patterson films are basically live action Arkham movies. You know,
Pretty much.
so
Pretty
like
much,
I
yeah.
feel like they could probably make Calendar Man work.
The Patterson movies, I think, and the Affleck movie, in terms of BVS, was basically an Arkham game based upon the Batman portrayal. Because you had the
Yeah,
Batmobile that was a tank, and then you had that warehouse scene, which, by the way, sold me on Ben Affleck as Batman.
But I will say the Patterson movies are very much like they directly lift the tone of the Arkham games.
Oh yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that one. Very much so. That's why I could see a Red Hood guy showing up there, but it's not anyone that like killed, but it's someone that Bruce Wayne has effectively done. Maybe it's like a family. Maybe it's like this kid's family was killed as like collateral damage, and then he
I'm
seeks
sorry,
revenge on
but,
Batman.
Like doing Red Hood without including the
Because they're not going to do the Lazarus Pit. They're not going to have a thing that brings people back to life in the Reeves-verse. I got news for you.
See, the thing is, doing Red Hood without doing the Robin stuff, it basically takes out the soul of the Red Hood character. Because like Jason Todd is Batman's greatest failure, and having him be Robin and failing at it is basically the core of his character. All of his anger is based off of his failure as Robin. So you're basically at that point, you might as well just create a whole new character because like. Taking
True.
away the Robin aspect of it is just removing literally the most important part of the character.
That's true.
Like I could see that, but yeah, like honestly, since I think if you're gonna do Red Hood, the best way to do it is have it be in a Batfleck movie.
Yeah.
Because there's 20 years of Bat history,
and except this time you would have to make the dead Robin Dick Grayson because Dick Grayson is dead in the SnyderVerse. And by the way, Bryce, these are all fantastic choices.
Oh, Hugo Strange would be really interesting.
I could see Shiva as well doing really well.
Shiva would be a really good one.
Because didn't she train Bruce in the comics when he was becoming Batman?
Honestly, I feel like
yeah.
we're probably gonna get Hugo Strange in the Patterson movies at some point because Hugo Strange is often the warden of Arkham Asylum.
No,
also,
they're not doing
Victor
that.
Zsasz.
No, they're not doing a reboot. They're not doing a reboot.
Also, like Victor Zsasz in the Patterson verse, yeah, he could work.
If they were doing a reboot, why would they bother putting Ben Affleck in the Aquaman movie? They would have just released it and just said we're doing a reboot. They would have just gotten the movies out and then released it.
My thing is, why are they like? I mean, like there could be a situation where the Flash is still supposed to reboot everything. In that case, why are they still heavily promoting these versions of the characters?
And why do they use the Snyder Cut in every piece of marketing? Ever since it came out, have you noticed? Ever since it came out, they've completely forgotten that Justice League existed, except for that one time they released it on 4K on HBO Max for some reason.
I feel like if they were planning on rebooting it, they would actually be de-emphasizing the Snyder Cut people.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be pushing them as hard as they are now,
Let me put it this way. The Hamada regime was going to reboot 100%. Case in point, what they were doing with like Batgirl and Supergirl and all that. That was the reboot. As soon as Zaslav took over, those deals are done. That's done.
So I have a reenactment for you. Hamada's like, I am inevitable. And then Zaslav's like, and I am Zaslav.
Okay, I'm giving you a clip for that one because that was solid, dude. That was so solid. Let me give you this one. Hugo Strange would make sense because of the jail scene at the end with the Riddler and not going to spoil the character. You don't have to worry. That movie came out like a year ago. You can go ahead and say it.
Yeah, like, did they say it was like did they say it was Arkham or Blackgate? Like, what did they say it was either
Arkham.
one?
It's Arkham.
Yeah,
Arkham.
because Hugo Strange is oftentimes the warden of Arkham. So
Yes,
like,
so there you go. And
So, like,
you can
Hugo
say what the
Strange-
other character is, by the way.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna do the Joker. I think that was more
Wait,
just
wait,
like an
wait.
Easter egg kind of
But
thing.
we don't know what's
Honestly-
going on with. Wait, hold on. But we don't know what's going on with Aquaman 2 that was made of Killer. No,
Oh, it's not dead.
Aquaman
It's not
2
dead.
It's not dead. Aquaman 2 is doing reshoots.
Aquaman 2 is,
and
is it. Let me put it this way. Zaslav himself today named Aquaman, Flash, and Black Adam but by name as movies he's excited for. Those are coming out.
Yeah, him saying he's so excited for Flash. That is a big deal. Like that is kind of a shot across the bow. That says.
And
a
by the way,
lot.
I'm like,
I love.
okay.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, it's coming
So
out.
at this point, they're not scrapping Flash as much as we want to. They're not going
But
to.
but they're doing
They'll
heavy
retool
reshoot.
it.
They'll reshoot everything, most of it.
Well, they're gonna
See, the
have to
difference-
because also here's the thing. I think Sil said this too, or like someone said it. But
Mikey, it might be Mikey.
but they
that said
did
that.
like at the test screenings. Everyone said the movie's great up until the ending. They said the ending needs work. The third act needs work.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, at the very least, because I'm a Keaton fan, at least they'll get to see him in something.
They should have just made it a one-time thing. That's what, and then did like Batgirl, like a Batgirl Beyond.
No. What they should have done is the Batman Beyond movie
Oh
after Flash. That's what they
Mhm.
should have done.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, first off, thank you so much. I love you.
yeah. I'm gonna give you
because
a
I've been-
clip for that one. I have a good one. Yes, here you go.
Oh gosh, yes.
There you go.
Because, like, I've been saying this for weeks now that they should do a Batman Beyond set in the Keaton verse forever, and Return and Robin never happened. It's just Batman Returns in that '89, and it's Keaton as Batman, and you basically do the Batman Beyond storyline, but set in the Keaton verse. You know, the question is, who do you think should play Terry McGinnis?
Oh, that's.
Dylan O'Brien.
You said about the Flash.
But he works for both characters.
I know someone that could play it.
Do tell.
Will
okay.
Freddy?
No. He's a voice actor.
Okay, Will Freddy makes a cameo in the movie.
Hang on. I just wanted to like share this because just want to share that.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I'm like, why was this ever something that had to be said? But going on to Teladia, who do you think could play Terry?
Well, it's a mixture, right? At the top of my head right now, who?
So while you're thinking of that, I'd say the plot for the Batman Beyond movie is basically an abridged version of season 1, with the
Yes.
story with Blight. You basically do an abridged version with Blight, because I feel like the story, like the whole all of season 1 of Batman Beyond, you can cut that down and just into the essentials
Oh,
and do a movie out of it.
I've just thought about it.
What's up?
What?
If the Blue Beetle movie does get cancelled, Jaime Reyes, the person who plays Jaime Reyes, to be Terry McGinnis.
He's like, as far as looks, he like acting wise, he could do it.
He looks more like Jaime though.
Oh, no. If we're gonna go on to Cobra Kai, Tanner Buchanan, the guy who plays Robbie on Cobra Kai.
I could see that. I could see that.
Because for one, Tanner Buchanan, he looks like he could play Terry McGinnis. He's athletic, and he looks like a part, and he's actually a really good actor.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Tevia, all I was doing was saying how they could have salvaged the background their plans. And by the way, I mean, if Aquaman's sequel might bomb, it's not going to bomb. Here's how I know that. People are going to go see it because Ben Affleck's in the movie now.
Okay, here's the dirty little secret of Aquaman. Aquaman made $1 billion because Jason Momoa shows his abs in 90% of the movie.
Yeah.
Because here's the dirty little secret that not a lot of people talk about. Women like sexy things, and women do oftentimes make their decision to go to movies because a guy has his shirt off. I know this because women have told me.
I ain't a sister. I know this.
And Jason Momoa is an attractive guy. He has his shirt off most of the movie. So that factor, the sex appeal of Jason Momoa, and I'm sorry, but Jason Momoa is a charming and beautiful man. Like, so, I'm sorry, like I'm straight and I think that. Like, so it's like there's that factor as well, and all.
A man.
There you go.
And it's and also like honestly, Aquaman, it didn't do anything new, but it was just a good solid movie. Like it did everything it needed to do. The only thing wrong was they cast the wrong actress to play Mira.
Yeah,
which they're recasting already. So
Yay!
Yeah, we'll get Emilia Clarke. The interactions will be a billion times better. I still like this probably won't happen, but I'd love it in the delivery room. Like he goes in and like he's watching a scene from Game of Thrones, and then Aquaman says like, "Why are you watching this trash?" Because I just want that as like an Easter egg. It's such a fan service.
Hey, Abdul hit 3,000 subs. Congratulations, brother.
Nice.
yes,
Because both of them were in Game of Thrones together. That's where they got famous.
That would work.
Having that on there and having one of them say
and yes, and mind you, here's why Emilia Clarke works. She has chemistry with Jason Momoa.
Mm-hmm. Like seriously, they have a lot of good. Like honestly, they like their scenes together and some of the early scenes of Game of Thrones were actually some of the best parts, of, like season 1 or whatever. Like, I just want them to have like Game of Thrones playing on a screen and have them comment on it, just like as a comment on the whole thing. Yeah,
apparently, by the way, Collider is trying to publish an article that's talking about the whole with the whole Whedon cut documentary story that's not true. As the Rolling Stones reveal, she was refused access to licensed clips from the 2021 Snyder Cut. Okay, I'll believe that when I actually see the documentary.
Yeah,
I'll believe that when I see the actual letter, because you know.
Yeah, you're not buying it. Andrew doesn't buy it. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, Andrew, and good luck with that. But we're just saying Ben Affleck is back, bro, and he's here for good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's back. That is a fact.
They're back.
Fact, Jack.
They brought him in for a reason. And what's the most readily available content and plan that features all the characters that Zaslav himself wanted?
Also, I'm going to get into conspiracy. I'm going to get into conspiracy territory here. They planned that leak. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
But I'm sorry. That is way too convenient. They planned for that to happen. They orchestrated that.
No, Nick. It got leaked beforehand anyway.
No, because I thought it was like they found him on the tram tour.
No. It was leaked before Zaslav Abdul. Yeah, Zaslav Abdul leaked it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like I thought the official story was
no.
What happened? Passed by as they,
What happened, Nick, is that Zaslav Abdul broke the story that Ben Affleck was showing up, and then the tram tour happened, confirming the story.
Because honestly, I feel like if you watch the whole clip with like Jason Momoa on it, it's basically his acting. Like he feels like he's like trying to act but not doing a good job of it. Like he's trying to act like it was spontaneous, but
play it off. He was trying to play it off.
I love where he goes, "Well, we tried to keep it a secret."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Sure you did, Jason." Just like when you said the day before it was announced, release the Snyder Cut. Really?
Yeah, because like hasn't Jason Momoa been like the biggest proponent of the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, even he said, "I've seen the Snyder Cut. It exists." Yeah. He said it existed.
Ben has seen it. Gal Gadot's, is a big supporter.
What Andrew said. Ben Affleck has quit Batman so many times, it's become a meme at this point.
If he's done being Batman, why is he coming back as Bruce Wayne for the Aquaman movie?
Because like Ben Affleck has said he's done playing Batman, what 3 or 4 or 5 times?
By the way, no. It goes back beyond that, Nick. He said he was done with superhero movies when Daredevil came out.
Yes.
And then Batman happened. We all know what happened there. He said it was done. He came back for the Snyder Cut, and then he said it was done. And then he came back for this. It's because he didn't want to work under this regime. And guess what? New regime.
So basically what he was saying is he wasn't done playing Batman. He was done playing Batman under this regime.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That's another reason. Yeah, he didn't have to come back. According to, from what I've heard, the scene he's in Aquaman is not really that integral to the plot. They could have just cut that out, and he chose to come back. This dude loves playing Batman as much as Henry Cavill loves playing Superman.
You know what that says to me? The fact that they're adding a scene that is like not even integral to the plot, that like they could cut it out or whatever. That to me says a lot.
And by the way, Bryce, no, Jon Hamm should be nowhere near the DCEU. Remember when he was campaigning to be Batman? Like, no.
Okay. I will say this. Jon Hamm would make a good Batman, in my opinion.
Make a good Bruce Wayne, not a good Batman.
No,
why do you think he wouldn't make a good Batman?
Because Batman
he's not intimidating at all.
Yeah.
What?
He's not intimidating. Ben Affleck literally is Batman.
Have you seen Baby Driver? Please.
Yes, I have. He's not intimidating.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Like that last third act, he's pretty scary.
I don't take him seriously at all in anything he does.
Well, that's just your bias talking.
That's the majority of the fan base, because no one wants Jon Hamm as Batman. Otherwise, there would be a Cast Jon Hamm hashtag.
Well, I'm not saying I want him as Batman. I'm just saying I think in a alternate universe, I think he would have made a good one. Ben Affleck is Batman, and Robert Pattinson is Batman. That's it. You know?
To quote Andrew here, agree to disagree. But I got Teladia on my side, right, bro?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, you want to agree to disagree? That's fine.
So where were we again? Oh yeah, Ben Affleck. Whenever Ben Affleck says he's done playing Batman, just assume he'll be back.
I mean, all it takes is like Zack Snyder calling up and say like, "Hey, Bruce. I mean, not like sorry. Hey, Ben. This is Zack Snyder. Yes.
Yeah, he came back because Zack asked him to. That is why. That's what he always said. If Zack, someone asked me once, would the actors come back? Zack was asking.
Oh, that also says a lot. The fact that he came back means Zack probably asked him to, which means Zack's involved.
Well, I knew Zack was involved the minute he gets like cast as a cameo role in a Teen Titans project. Because here's the thing, that has to be approved. It's not like they can just say we're having Zack Snyder. Oh, by the way, give me a Justice League moral. See, I like how Bruce actually screw up, actually kill Hero. Well,
you do know that like we almost got like a Justice League Immortal film back in the 2000s. It was going to be directed by Greg Miller.
No, I know that. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about, and I would love to see that. But my point is that any of these, what does that say about Zack Snyder, by the way, that any actor that would come back to work with him? And second off, all right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, because the guys making that episode, and I'm gonna wrap it up soon, but the guys making the episode had to get that approved from Warner Brothers. They can't just say Zack Snyder's going to show up in our episode. So Warner Brothers approved that.
Also, not only that, but they announced it at San Diego Comic-Con, which means this is just an episode of Teen Titans Go. You know, the fact that Zack Snyder is going to be an episode, that was important enough to announce at the biggest comic event in the world.
Yes.
The biggest at Hall H. This is where you announce your biggest things. And WB announced that he was going to appear on a show. If that isn't a vote of confidence, I don't know what is.
It's not a good sign that he's on speaking terms with Warner Brothers.
He's still in the building. He's still walking around the building.
His foot's on the door with WBD.
Yeah, the only reason why he can't do anything right now is because of his Netflix deal. That's why I think when people ask, would Zack come back? He already has. He just can't say it yet.
Honestly, I think we're not going to see a directing gig until after his Netflix deal is done. Like, I think he might produce or contribute in the shadows, which is why I think him not directing again until Justice League is probably what's going to happen.
If you completely disregard Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, who would be a good place for his father, the actual Lex Luthor? No, I think Jesse Eisenberg was a great Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
for that version.
Honestly, if you go back, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, I even like Lex Luthor and BVS. Like, I think Like I think like the Mark Zuckerberg Lex Luthor I think was perfect for that movie.
For the modern times. Again, it's a modern rendition of these characters.
Because like he was still menacing, he was still a credible threat. Like he got Superman to fight Batman.
He got Superman to kneel before him. Zod couldn't even do that.
And it's like it's even like when you see him in the post-credit scene, you know, even though it's the Justice League thing, he's still pretty menacing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just because he's not the classic Lex Luthor, he's still the genius Batman.
By the way, Nick, you had to mention Justice League.
Why did you say that, Nick?
Why? Why do you keep mentioning
why,
that?
Why is it that every time we talk about the Snyder Cut, somehow that thing gets announced? Gets, like, discussed. Why?
I think using it as a point, but...
Yeah, thank you, Jared. I
got you, Teladia. I got you, bro. He who must not be named will not be named in this show.
Voldemort?
No, he can be named. It's like in The Office. Voldemort. Voldemort.
Walter Hamada?
No.
Why did you say that, Nick?
I'm just pushing buttons now.
Yeah.
So begins the end.
Okay, if you push your buttons, how about I push this button?
Ooh.
Just kidding. There you go. Thank you. No, here's Nick.
I'm so sorry.
That's Nick right there.
So, you know, we're coming up to a close to the show anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
What shall we do our final thoughts just to
good.
end on a high note?
Release the Schumacher cut.
Well, yes, do that because I want to see that.
It's been a while since I mentioned it. You give me some credit.
So, in light of this, I'm just going to put down this question. The answer to this question is yes.
Yes.
I am sure that is going to happen, in which case I'm just going to give this preemptively. And I have one more.
What is your profession?
There you go. So I want to go around final thoughts before we wrap up. Nick?
Release the Schumacher cut.
Well, besides that.
Snyder cut restored.
SnyderVerse restored. The Snyder cut's already been restored. We already got that.
You put me on the spot. I was like,
it's literally a ticker right on the bottom of the screen. It's literally right there. All right, Teladia, restore my faith in humanity.
We're back, baby. We're back.
I need the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. I'm back. I do have this.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
I have a very special clip that I haven't played on the show yet that I'm going to end the show with. It's some Terminator.
Please, stand down. Give me the time to protect our future that all of us are fighting for.
That's a message from Zach to his supporters. So in light of that, I'm Jared from Comics League. That's Nick from... Go ahead, Nick.
I'm Nick from the Phoenix Press.
And I'm Teladia Plays from Inside the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast.
And where can everyone find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and on YouTube at Teladia Plays, and also the Inside the Multiverse, which is DC Comics podcast on YouTube, which I cover basically everything DC, whether it's from the SnyderVerse to video games to even I cover Gotham Knights on my own personal YouTube page, and that's what I do. I'm a DC Comics nerd through and through.
You'll fit in here right fine, dude.
I'm a big Superman fan, as you can tell.
You'll definitely fit in here.
So
and then Oh, sorry, you weren't finished.
And Nick,
No.
where can we find you, brother?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Project Access One. YouTube. Search the Phoenix Press. I'm a comic book creator. As you saw, I do Screecher, Torrent Samurai. I love DC. Nightwing's my guy, and I like to talk about video games, comics, and also Jared's actually a really cool guy. So if you haven't subbed, please
Thank
do.
you.
Yeah.
Sub to all these nice. Wrong side. Sub to all these nice gentlemen.
Sub to Jared first, and then you can sub to the rest.
Sub to me first. I'm the priority. If you feel like it's sub to these two people.
Oh, I am feeling the love.
Oh,
I
wow.
am feeling the love.
I let you come on my show, didn't I?
Mercy,
That's
mercy,
true,
mercy.
I said this.
Get over here!
And I said yes.
Okay, so on that note, stay here, everyone, and I will see you actually this Saturday for the State of the SnyderVerse. And I will see you guys there. Bye-bye.